Welcome to Chronic Combat Conversations, a live look at our best bets, picks, and predictions for every UFC event. With your hosts, TB Scouting MMA and
The Guru back again for UFC 295 from Madison Square Garden. You've got the vacant light heavyweight title up for grabs between the former light heavyweight champion Jiri Prochazka and former UFC middleweight champion Alex Pereira. You've also got Sergey Pavlovich taking on Tom Aspinall for your the heavyweight
interim.
That's the word I was looking for. Interim title. Jeez Louise, I got frazzled because I said Pereira wrong. So
yeah. All right,
that
pass it off. Do the grand intro that actually deserves some proper thing here.
He does. Listen, make sure you're checking Mr. Blood Money MMA Bets out over on YouTube. He's been absolutely smashing it. Just made a special announcement with Underdog Fantasy to become one of the new MMA guys. So congratulations on that, man. You got to tell us a little bit more about that. But every week he posts his 5-6 favorite bets. I love his format. He writes in color-coded marker all his bets and posts it. It's original. I love it. I love the creativity and the simplicity. Blood, what's good, buddy?
What's up, dudes? Happy to be back here, man. This is one of my favorite shows to come on, period. Back for a good, big UFC 295 right in your guys' neck of the woods. So I can't wait, man, to break this fights down with you guys. And it seems like I just haven't. I did my video and I was so tired that it doesn't seem like I broke a lot of these fights down really well. So I can't wait.
It's all right. We're going to jog your memory. I'm going to get combative at least at one point tonight. I know it. I can feel it. But the best part of all, I mean, Cody, Blood Money, one of, like Guru said and everything, one of the nicest and most genuine guys in the game and one of the damn sharpest gamblers out there. Make sure you're giving him a follow. And if you're here right now, do the damn thing. Throw the like on the video. You're going to help us out so much. Guys, we are so close to 500 subscribers. I don't think you even realize, with an amazing guest, Cody, Blood Money, and we do it every week. We bring on the best people in the community because honestly, like we all should be, we're always still learning. And that's why we need these amazing minds to come on. And that's why we need you guys in the community too. I need to know your best bets. I need to know what your feelings are on these fights. Let us know in the comment section. Like, subscribe, hang around, share it to everyone. Don't share it to your grandma because we're stealing from her couch cushions. It's time to get this party started. Link in the bio for Cody, Blood Money's layer cake Patreon. Absolute amazing stuff he does there. So check out the link in the bio. Throw a like on our video. Subscribe. And just want to say quick shout out in the chat before we fully get started. Kiwi, what's going on? Rusozin, Truesdale. Is this like a shout out to like Avatar? You can let me know. Rain Lamina, also another GOAT of the Protecting the Community. And Ghost Phantom. Appreciate you. You're one of my favorite analyst breakdown guys with some tape study on the Twitterverse. We are still learning. Love hearing from the community and knowing what you guys think. What's going on, James? How are you? Ghost, I didn't do as well on my last systems phys exam, so I'm gonna need your help. But what the people came for is we got Jiri Prochazka Samurai versus Alex Pereira Poatan. Oh man, this is gonna be like the walkouts for this fight are actually gonna be like almost as good as the actual fight, but then the actual fight's going to start and it's going to be even better. And that's why I need to be in the building this Saturday. I can't wait. Me and Guru, we're going to be there figuring out the best financial options possible given this college student. But I mean, what we are guaranteed in this matchup is not to see Jailton Almeida sit on top of Derek Lewis for 25 minutes. We are guaranteed that these guys are going to throw down. I can't wait. Yuri's going to come out with some crazy mindset coming out. Pereira coming out to the octagon. He's going to be walking down.
Why would he walk out like that?
Dude, you haven't seen. I have the video of it from last time. He's aiming the bow and arrow, dude.
Yeah.
He's doing the fucking face. He's coming out, dude.
You're going to make him go back and wash it off. No, you can't come out like that.
Hey, so now that I've fully covered the walkout part of this fight, I mean, what is going to happen when these guys just get throwing down? Because I mean, who shoots the first takedown? Who's going to be the dusty bitch here?
What a call.
But no, really, I think Pereira is going to be that's a good call. Pereira is going to have the cleaner boxing and the cleaner setups, but I mean, the dude also has like really elite spinning techniques and dangerous strikes in his own right. So I don't want to like downplay his ability to make something exciting and unexpected happen, but when you look at Yuri, I mean, there's really no one that's like him. So ultimately, I mean, I kind of lean towards the over 1.5 at plus 175.
That's crazy.
I'm a legit psycho, but
no, you're not.
I think that these guys are going to kind of like feel each other out for a little bit. It's going to get crazy, but I think that both of their chins really aren't too bad to last the early going. Once it gets a little later and they start really landing with impact as the fight goes on, I see Pereira pulling away. I think he's going to be the cleaner striker with what I think is the better striking cardio. And I think he's going to have the better output, striking at more levels. He's going to take out the legs of Yuri throughout the fight.
Where did you get these lines?
This was on DraftKings a short time ago.
It's like complete. It's reversed. It's
minus 122 Pereira and plus 102 Yuri. What are you talking about?
You mean it's the over-unders?
Yeah, the over's minus 160. Under is plus 124.
I would like to apologize.
So
TV has already made his first mistake of the day.
I was literally about to bet my life. Like,
I'm sorry. I still liked it at minus 160, legit, and even fight to start round 3. It's psycho, but you got to go there.
I like it to go over that 1.5 for sure.
No, and listen, and Pereira's the pick here. He's my pick, and I might not even play around with the over-unders. But at the end of the day here, man, I had a little money on Pereira early, minus 138. But I have the opportunity to cash out for even, which I did. Now the lines keeps on moving. I'm just waiting for the lowest point for my point of entry. It's a couple units. I'm just waiting to see when. What do you think, Guru?
This is obviously one of the more intriguing matchups that the UFC has to offer, and I really can't wait to see it. It's hard to lose a John Jones-Stipe fight and like still somehow be excited for the main event. And I can understand how maybe a casual fan maybe isn't. I know I'm really excited for this fight. Obviously, it's the co-main event. That's the fight that is the replacement fight. But either way, this is now the headliner of MSG. You know, you kind of alluded to it as well, TB. Pereira needs to succeed by being the longer fighter, right? He needs to stay at range, be more clean, and he needs to pick them apart and, you know, be the more technical glory kickboxer that he always was. Jiri has the ability to mix it up with some grappling, submissions, that kind of thing. But honestly, Jan Blachowicz is really a better BJJ practitioner than Jiri. And that may sound, crazy, or that may be a hot take, but I mean, I think it's proven throughout their MMA career. And, when you watch somebody like Jiri, he's going to succeed by turning the fight into a brawl, right? Creating chaos, scrambles, closing the distance quickly, and then kind of getting out of range, making Pereira kind of chase him. But it's just whether he can do that and stay clean. And I felt he kind of had trouble at times with, Glover Teixeira getting tagged. And, maybe again, that's maybe the threat of his own takedown there. But just to get hit that often by a guy that's not a great striker per se, just doesn't show what I want to see. He also selfishly admits, which we all saw if you watch the tape, he definitely got knocked out on that up kick from Dom Reyes. So that's not good. So TB also mentioned the durability aspects, and I actually really do agree. Nobody thought Alex Pereira versus Jan Blachowicz was going the distance, but I did, and I called Alex Pereira by decision at plus 600. Nice. So, and I crazy fight, but I just felt like they were gonna respect each other for a little bit, and you did kind of see that. It was a crazy fight. I think it could have possibly went 5, but they would have had to limp their ass through it. So I don't expect this fight to hit the scorecards in that same type of way. But to your point, to limp through those first 3, these guys are warriors. and you've seen it time and time again. So 5 with Glover Teixeira towards the end of that second round with Dom Reyes. You know, he has a little bit of a barn burner, takes a couple shots from Volkan Ozdemir. So let's go. I like the overs. Fight to start round 3, I guess, was minus 110. And yeah, I'm on Alex Pereira here. I also like his just general activity level. Jerry's been off 16 months, and that makes me want to take Pereira.
Yeah, I like Pereira too, especially for the shoulder injury that Jerry's coming back from. Like even the UFC doctor, like Dana, even said that, you know, it was like the worst shoulder injury he had seen because he dislocated it or whatever, pulled it out during practice, and then let his coach try to like put it back in. I guess when he kept pulling it, he like ripped every single tendon and everything in there. And that's terrible because like my right shoulder's messed up. It's been messed up for like 10 years. And it sucks, man. You can't move it right. And I've went and had tons of tests and stuff done, and it's just like a little bit of rotator cuff. So I can't imagine the surgery he had. Then he's coming back after like, you know, it's like 11 months. And I feel like he trains and it's kind of wild, like a Tony Ferguson. And you know, when Tony Ferguson tripped over that cord and blew his knee out, he like rehabbed it himself and came back like 6 months later, you know, and nobody usually comes back within a year from an ACL. And he came back like 6 months later and his career's never been the same. But I feel like Jerry's kind of like that, man. And I feel like there's no way he could have the shoulder surgery, all that stuff, and come back within a year after rehabbing it and then build it back to strength, do all that like in time to be the same fighter he was before that happened. So then after that, dude, he's so hittable. Like he's got good striking. He got good switch stance striking, and he's good. He comes at like awkward angles, and he has crazy power. I mean, you've seen him knock out Dominic Reyes with that spinning elbow, knocking out Volkan Ozdemir out cold. But he got hurt in every single one of them fights, man. Dominic Reyes hurt him on the feet in the first round too. And then, like you said, knocked him out with the up kick because he fell because I had a big bet on Jerry that fight. I'm like, oh shit. But it almost in real time, it was hard to see. But I just think that he gets hit a lot. I think Alex has a nice jab. I think he's got them leg kicks, and he's going to be able to use that stuff to keep Yuri at range. And I don't think, like Guru said, I don't think Yuri, it's like he's not a wrestler. He's always been a striker. Johnny K. But excuse me. But yeah, he's not really a wrestler. You know what I mean? He's a striker, and most of the time people are trying to take him down. I get it. He's got a little bit of grappling. You can see like he can hold his own. But I don't know if he just goes out there and shoots a clean double and takes Alex down, because Alex was stopping a lot of Jan's first wrestling, and then Jan was kind of chaining it together a little bit. But I don't know if Jury's got that. Plus, I don't know if Jury's going to want to do that, man. I mean, he's going to want to go out there, be in a war, and I just feel like he's too hittable. And I just don't think he's 100% either. And I got to put that into my capping when I bet a fight that a dude's coming back from a major shoulder surgery 11 months ago. And it's just crazy. Because, I mean, I feel like if you knew he was going to come back in 11 months, you didn't need to really give up your belt. But I just think at some point these dudes are going to be going at it. And I'm going to say that Alex is going to be the better striker, man. And I think he's going to hit him with them leg kicks, jabs, something. And Yuri keeps his hands down. He doesn't have his hands up. He comes with his hands down from weird angles and like takes shots. And I just feel like Alex is going to hit him with that left hook at some point and get him out of there. But it could be a back and forth war, though. And it could go 5 rounds because both of these dudes are durable. So, we'll see, man. We'll see. But I like Pereira to get this done. I like Pereira to win. I just don't think Yuri is going to be the same dude he was before he left. Now, maybe in another year and a half, getting fully, but like 11 months after a major injury to your shoulders. Tough.
Well, TB, you work in that physical recovery type field. What do you kind of think about that?
Yeah, it's definitely concerning. I will say even the highest level of athletes, you're probably giving up some sort of range of motion and functional strength. And within that 1 year period, you're still probably recovering a lot of that. But it's also a cage fight, and that's only one of his limbs. If it's been surgically repaired and correctly, and it's been worked on to this point, I mean, I trust that he's in a good enough place where that's not the biggest factor that stood out to me. But you add that onto Pereira having a 7% accuracy advantage and an 11% defense advantage, and you put it all together. I mean, you could come up with a bunch of different cases.
Over a higher level of competition.
Exactly. And when you're facing the caliber of Izzy as a striker, I know Yuri is more dangerous, but he doesn't check kicks like Not only is he, but guess who's even better at checking kicks? Jan Blachowicz.
Yeah,
He's
his
like one
leg
of the
was
legit
welted
Muay
up.
Thai guys.
He had big old freaking knots on his calf. Remember that from Pereira? And that was only 3 rounds. And yeah, good point.
And that's a guy that's good at checking calf kicks. And he faced another guy, and is it like these other guys? He just absolutely obliterated to the point where it didn't even get deep enough with those calf kicks. Like a Michailidis after like the second round started and he didn't get taken down. The dude just fucking flying kneed him in the face. He didn't get a chance to land any calf kicks. Then in the fight against Strickland, you know, he doesn't really get a chance to really land calf kicks over multiple rounds. And Yuri is a healthy 5 years younger. I get it, Daz, but is it really healthy?
You know, you want to talk healthy? Alex Pereira at 205 pounds. That's a guy looking fucking
very healthy.
And I don't care. I love Izzy, but that knockout was 100% weight cut related. Not happening the same way here. Jiri's not dropping him like that. He has to hit him with the crazy shit. He's not hitting him with a punch. He has to do with a flying knee, a spinning elbow, you know, something crazy. One of those Dontel Mays groin strikes. Really got to put him out cold to do that. So, yeah, I think that's Alex Pereira makes a lot of sense here.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I love it. As we move on here to the next fight, just going to highlight a few of the peeps in the chat real quick that we were seeing pop up. Really appreciate all you guys, Rain Lamina, James Kendrick. Johnny, this was probably my funniest comment that popped up here. You got Andre Arlovsky over here right in the middle, and then you got Stipe on down below.
Oh, I thought he was on top.
You got Uncle June up top.
Oh yeah,
Uncle June MMA. Oh fuck. So then Shady, appreciate you, Uncle. He's Shady. The one that originated the Uncle June MMA, I believe, if I'm not not wrong.
Shady sent me that Terminator painting right there too. That's on the wall.
Oh shit, no way. What a dude.
Oh, that's fine.
Shady's good, dude.
Jew, what a dude. What happened to your Insta dog? Are you good? And then Dirty Reg, taking way more juice, pay out a smidge of juice on Yuri. Sounds right to me. Yuri wins. I don't know. The line keeps sliding. We'll see where it ends up. Here we go. We got our heavyweight interim title. Oh man, Sergey Pavlovich, fucking brick wall versus Tommy Boy Aspinall. Coming in pretty short notice here, huh? Coming in, filling in on the interim title fight, filling in for the unfortunate dropout of John Jones. May we forever curse the name of Dontel Mays.
Literally.
Stipe is a guest on our show today instead of fighting on the card this weekend. We got very lucky.
We appreciate that.
Yes, big time. But I get why Stipe didn't want to fight Sergey or Tom Aspinall and why the UFC didn't even bother making that matchup. It doesn't make any sense. You have a legend versus legend fight for the title, or you put in the new breed. Pavlovich at -102, Aspinall -118. I mean, these guys are as scary as it gets out there. Pavlovich, the interesting thing, Guru, you want to tell them the anthropomorphic advantages you saw looking into this fight that you pointed out to me?
Well, it happens to be listed right there, but yeah, absolutely. Even though Tom Aspinall has a 2-inch height advantage, he is suffering from a 6-inch reach disadvantage, which is just bizarro world.
Crazy.
And he's going to want to close the distance, right, to try to grab a hold of him. If that's his game plan. You can't do that if he's got as long a reach as John fucking Jones. So near John's is still a little longer, but still, that shit is fucking long. And yes. look at his forearms in that picture. They look like fucking fire hydrants.
That shouldn't be allowed. Can we get the circumference? Can someone get me a measurement?
We need the girth of those forearms.
He's not only got the length, he's got the girth.
He's a girthy man.
My word. Sergey KO round 1, 250 on it at +300. That is hot. My word. So Sergey Pavlovich, I got a +100 ticket. 2 units. Sergey Pavlovich. I think that there is a good chance that Tom Aspinall can shoot a blast double and end up on top, winning so Rain Lamina, will Aspinall take the path of least resistance? This is kind of what I was getting to, like the washed Ubrim. I don't know if he was washed Ubrim at that point. No, No, that was the
He was
Uberim
ranked
that was
5
on
in
his
the world.
one last run. And that was Pavlovich's debut.
Yeah.
And
In
Pavlovich has
China.
also China.
China.
Pavlovich fought he's been training with Alexander Volkov actually. As of a long time actually it seems. But overall what I think is the difference here is that Volkov is kind of like is one of those guys where he didn't really mentally or physically show up for that Aspinall fight, it seems. Like he looked okay in the limited striking exchanges, but by the second time he got taken down, it just seemed like he was out of there. And that came off the heels of his loss to Cyril Gahn in a very, depressing performance for Mr. Alexander Volkov. Now, bringing that around to this fight, I think it's important to note that Tom Aspinall, the one reason I've been like, I think this guy's amazing, but top five, it worries me that he keeps his hands low and relies on head movement in the heavyweight division. And facing a guy with the 6-inch reach advantage that doesn't put up a guard when you come in, but just eats fucking bombs to the chin and just absolutely returns fire. That's why I have Pavlovich in this fight. And I think he's going to be able to stuff the initial entries of Tom Aspinall. Sergey Pavlovich is like as fucking big of a heavyweight as it gets, and Tom Aspinall is not quite cutting weight to make 265. Pavlovich has been preparing for this fight. Aspinall's coming in on the short notice appearance. I love Tom Aspinall's overall game. I'll take him against 99% of other heavyweights. This is just Sergey's time. Bring it on. We're rocking and rolling with Sergey. Guru, do you differ on any of that other analysis I brought?
No, definitely not, especially when you take the note that I pointed out to you earlier in the week that Tom Aspinall doesn't tip the scales and Sergey does.
Well, I let you get the reach.
Sounded like Johnny K now.
My bad. I let you come in for the reach that you told me about.
Good.
Though.
I
try.
I pointed. I'm sorry.
I'll let you. I will tee up the next fight for you, my dog.
We're sorry. We're sorry. Only second. You got to watch South Park. Any OG South Park fans will know. Listen, Sergey Pavlovich I made the mistake of, and I have to be honest with myself and everybody else. We ranted on this show about Sergey Pavlovich over Curtis Blades, and I don't know what happened, but I fumbled the bag, and I somehow ended up on Curtis Blades. Like, why? I should just listen to myself speak. Don't know what happened throughout the week, but we all know what happened in that fight. So similarly here, it's like there's no reason to do that. Sergey's a fucking beast. He, like TB said, throws absolute flames, is throwing crazy heat, crazy power. And Tom Aspinall is facing guys like Marcin Tybura and Volkov, who are not throwing anything back. He's not faced anything. So he can eat shots. He eats shots versus Marcin Tybura. He actually eats like 6 shots versus Curtis Blades in that first 15 seconds before he blows out his knee. So he doesn't have striking defense. And honestly, neither does Sergey. But there's only one of these guys that's going to Francis Ngannou versus Jairzinho Rozenstruik just like have you sleeping up against the cage. And that's Sergey Pavlovich. Tom Aspinall coming in on short notice. Sergey Pavlovich, yes, accepts this fight on short notice, but was contracted to be backup main event. He was going to be the fill-in for a John Jones, Stipe pullout. Why they didn't just make that fight? We all know why. But that was the idea, is that he was supposed to get that fight. So he knew he was probably going to get a fight. He was ready. I'm going to take him. We got him at dog odds. None of those, but look at these weird lines. -118, -102. It's like bait each direct. It's weird. It's a weird line. So I'm happy to have plus money on it. And I'm not going to make that mistake again. If Tom Aspinall somehow takes him down and chokes him out, I mean, good for him. But the way that Overeem did it, he had him exhausted. He hurt him on the feet. Then he took him down. Then he got on top of him. And then it was fucking 270-pound Overeem ground and pounding you. He was in China. He wanted to go home. That was that. And
China.
this is a different situation. One more thing to highlight before I pass it off. It's his submission versus Volkov, a fucking straight arm block. That's a fucking strongman submission. You're using that because you have strength and leverage. You're not going to be stronger than Sergey Pavlovich. You're going to need a more, specific type of choke than that. TB knows what I'm talking about.
What do you got, Cody? What are you cooking up here?
Yeah, man. So watched a bunch of tape on these guys, and to be honest, before I give this breakdown, I didn't bet it. I was close to betting one side because it just kept going, bet me. But then my other side of my brain was like, just fucking watch this fight because who knows really what's going to happen. I do like that under 1.5, but I've been doing the best with my time props lately. And then like my last one, I think was Muin Gafurov over. So that was not good. But yeah, man, with these guys, they're both one hit guys. Like that's the problem. Like Sergey Pavlovich, like we haven't seen him get knocked out. But if somebody's going to do it, dude, it'd be Aspinall, man. This dude moves quick. And listen, every person that he's fought, when he's hit them in the face clean, they go flying. Like they literally, like Sergey Spivak, he's not the best striker, but he literally went to the ground. He got busted open. You've seen him hit Marcin Tybura one good clean time. He's so fast, man. He moves so fast. Like they were saying, like a welterweight. I don't know about that, but it's like that. It's like his movement. He's bouncing in and out. The thing is, man, is like, I'm so high on Tom Aspinall because his grappling's phenomenal. Like his grappling, like Overeem has decent wrestling and then decent jiu-jitsu when he's on top because he's a giant man. But like Tom Aspinall, I think has way better jiu-jitsu because I don't think Overeem is ever going to take Volkov down and just grab his arm and fucking twist it and he's going to tap out. Like I don't think Overeem didn't have a submission from like 2012. Tom Aspinall did that quick. Like, and then his blast double is so quick. So he's not going to go up to Pavlik, grab him, Greco-Roman, throw him down because Pavlik's got good wrestling, and Pavlik does show like fast hips, good underhooks. He did it with Curtis Blades. Like Curtis Blades was a little hurt when he shot it. He got rocked, and then that was like the next logical move. But he did show pretty decent takedown defense against Overeem until Overeem hit him with that weird trip. But it does seem like it just takes one time to go down, and then he might not get back up. So my thing is like Aspinall has a chance to knock him out on the feet too, and he has the chance to take him to the ground. So I usually like the people that have, the more well-rounded skills. Now I know Pavlik can just kill you with one shot. So like all that that's why I ended up not betting because I can see Tom Aspinall getting hit one. But that's another thing. It's not like we think Tom Aspinall's chinny because he's never been knocked out or he's never been hurt or nothing like that. So there's nothing to say, oh, he can't take Sergey's punch. Now, if we had seen Aspinall get knocked out a couple times or even been hurt in a fight, okay, and he hasn't fought maybe as good of people as Pavlik either. But bro, it's just crazy because it's like you guys said, Pavlik can eat any shot. This dude just tied to Avasa, cracked him, Derek Lewis cracked him, and then he hit them back harder. So like that's why it's like I want to bet Aspinall because I can see him hitting that freaking blast double, getting the acting thing, making Sergey think that he's gonna strike with him, land a couple shots, whatever. He's moving, Sergey starts to go throw a combo and he ducks under. So like that would hurt my heart if I bet Pavlik and that happened. I hate going against my boy AJ because he's super sharp, dude. AJ's super sharp, super smart dude, shady, everybody. And like I said, I didn't end up betting it. I like that under 1.5, but I'm scared after that Almeida fight. You know what I mean? It's like, God, anything can happen. And that 1.5 goes off the clock quick. And if these dudes respect each other for a little bit, and like I said, we've never seen either one of them get like knocked out just standing up. So yeah, man, give me Tom Aspinall. I like the under 1.5. I didn't bet it. I'm gonna watch this as a fan. I guarantee if you watch it as a fan, that's probably a smart thing to do, and it's gonna be the fun thing, a fun, less risky thing. Because there's some other decent spots on here to bet. But
oh man,
if somebody really like says that this is what's gonna happen, and that's why that line's at 118 to 102. It's like even like I think Guru said that, like it kind of looks like a trap. They're like, here, bet on Pavlik, because like you would think Pavlik with the full camp, whatever, or what was the backup, like he would be like minus 180 here. But why is he minus 102? Because it's the grappling part. So it's like if you bet Pavlik, and like I said, it looks like Tom Aspinall, he's a big dude too, man, 6'5". So like when he gets on top, I don't know if Pavlik is working back up. But then also I bet Aspinall, he goes out with this style and he just runs into one punch and is done. So it's like I don't want to bet.
Yeah.
So let me tell you something. is that I think Tom Aspinall's had the athleticism advantage in every fight so far in his UFC career.
Without a
maybe
doubt.
maybe not against Curtis Blades, and
We
I'm
didn't
not
know.
even gonna. We don't know how that plays out.
I'm
But
so mad about that.
right, but Sergey, I mean, he is clearly the better, like the brick wall, better athlete, bigger guy. Overeem was bigger than him somehow.
But that's what I'm saying. To be so confident on him, knowing you've seen that shit with Overeem, bro.
Yeah, but Aspinall's so much smaller. He's so much smaller.
It's Overeem. Oh, he's bigger.
Size.
Overeem.
No. Muscular size and body mass. He doesn't max out at 265. He doesn't cut weight to make heavyweight. Overeem had to legitimately cut weight to make it. Sergey Pavlovich has to cut weight for multiple weeks to make heavyweight. This is like it's it's not just like Derek Lewis where he's just going to accept like the first takedown.
He's got good takedown defense.
But the thing is though, is like when you got it in the back of your mind, like what Overeem did, like he didn't fucking move. He pulled, he got guard and then he laid there. And it's not like he gave up because dude, Overeem hit him with giant ground and pound. Like hit him with the one shot was just like thud, and that's when he just kind of turned over. But it's like he didn't try to just like start. And granted, it's been a couple years, but it's like, bro, he didn't try to start working up or nothing. He just laid there. It looked like he had no plan other than to stop the takedown. And like I said, that's why it's like. But then also he can just punch Tom's head off. But it's like that would hurt my heart if I bet Pavlik and then Tom's blast doubles freaking fast. Like how quick he got Volkov down, because like even Alistair Overeem tried to take Volkov down in the fight, because I had the over 1.5 when Overeem and Volkov fought. Dude, Volkov beat the brakes off of Overeem, and then like Overeem he tried to take Volkov down, couldn't even take him down. Aspinall took him down like it was nothing, like 2 times in the first round, and then ripped his arm off. So it's like I'm high. I got some bunch of Tom Aspinall autograph rookies on. I'm actually really high on this dude.
I thought you were going to say you were high. Too. I thought you were going to say you were high. I was like, oh, interesting.
A little bit of both.
It's the proper place to be. It's the proper place to be.
Guru, yes, any final closing thoughts before we move on?
My true final thought is I am actually impressed with him knocking out Tai Tuivasa in a minute. Like Tai is a fucking gangster. He's got a chin. Nobody puts him down like that. So that to me, Tom Aspinall's giving him his face on a silver platter. We haven't seen him like he hasn't wrestled anybody. To your point, Blood, like he's hurt guys like Marcin Tybura on the feet.
He wrestled Arlovski down and choked him out in like 2 seconds.
Oh come on, man! Arlovski,
I'm just saying
he'd choke out TB just as quick.
But it was like within 13 seconds of him getting him down, dude. It's like this dude's a phenom.
It still took him to the second round.
The Volkov fight was straight up, and Volkov's a big dude like Pavlik, and that was straight up like he just went out, blast doubled him twice, and it was easy. There was no. He's a big, fast dude for heavyweight, and if he gets low on Pavlik's legs, catches him under a combo, that's what worries me. Like I went back and forth on this fight. I'm not confident on Tom Aspinall, but like I said, it's just something in my brain keeps going Tom Aspinall. So
it's interesting.
If he wins this fight, I don't think he loses to anyone else in the division.
I agree.
I think he's going to be the champ. I think Tom, like him and Cyril Gane and that, but then I think he could take Cyril down too. Like,
I thought he was so much better than Cyril Gane the whole time. And
what about Cyril Gane versus Pavlovich though?
No. Pavlovich murder.
You can't stay safe. You can't stay safe. You can't maintain that distance.
Not against him.
He turned Francis Ngannou into a Nurmagomedov. Because he was kicking Francis Ngannou though from across. Like, dude, he was fucking Francis up in that stand up. So it's like Francis had to start wrestling. So I just because he moves so much, and I just think he could dodge Pavlik's punches. As long as they're like, I don't know if there's a striker that can beat Cyril Gane like that. Just straight up strikes, don't take him down. That dude's one of the best strikers I've ever seen for a heavyweight with that movement and stuff. Him and Tom Aspinall. Ooh, this fight's good. Man.
Oh, baby. So
this is
here we go. I mean,
is this her fifth fight? Is this her fifth fight this year or fourth?
I think it is.
Five.
One and 3, right?
Yeah.
That's it. Jessica Bate Estaca Andrade, which means the pile driver, versus versus Mackenzie Dern, the multilingual, mysterious dame. Who knows what her accent's going to sound like on a given UFC embedded series. But ultimately, that's the danger of living around people with different accents at different times in your life when you speak multiple languages. So I can't hate too much. But what I can appreciate is Mackenzie Dern back on the market. But is she anymore? I think she's back off the market, right? Jessica Andrade, she's got her OnlyFans. Big things happening. This is as spicy a fight as you could possibly imagine. Oh, did she stop it? Are you on the what you've been waiting for the new content? I never looked.
Damn it. You're the one that's
literally
been in love with her since day one.
Yes, so as a fighter, my goal.
No.
You were the one looking up her OnlyFans.
No, what are you talking about? That's completely fraudulent, and you will hear from my lawyer. I will be suing you for slander. So we're gonna have to shut down
if I have the DMs that are true.
Prove it. Let's go. We're going full Ariel Helwani mode now. Pull them up.
Okay. All right. That's
exactly.
So let me just do my part of the breakdown to pass it off so that I can go hunting. Okay. All right. Because Guru, if you need receipts, I can go hunting.
Yeah, find the receipts.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Of me telling you that I was subscribed to this OnlyFans and that
the terms just changed. The terms just changed of this agreement. I said you went out actively searching for photos. I did say not. You subscribed.
Absolutely not. That's fact. That's full. That is fake news.
All right. So, anyways, Jessica Andrade here, I would say she actually did a lot better in round one than I had previously remembered and thought versus Suarez. She even did better in round one than I had previously, wanted to think about in the Aaron Blanchfield fight. Like, it's not the initial takedowns. It's not the initial anything in any fight that's going to get Andrade out of there. It's just with how many times she's been fighting recently over and over. And the fact that she's shown, like, if you wrestle and grapple her for a long enough period, she's either going to get TKO'd or submitted at some point. It just makes me wonder, Mackenzie Dern, where has your submission, like your finishing game gone recently? You knocked down Angela Hill, who's been submitted before, but you can't quite finish it. She can't quite finish Marina Rodriguez. There's a lot of times where it's like, I thought she would have gotten the finish where she just doesn't. So, Guru, what do you got cooking in this fight?
Oh, I got something cooking. All right. So what I think is interesting in this fight is the line specifically on the over under. And I kind of think this fight is going to take some time. Jessica Andrade is not, I mean, it seems like a lifetime ago. I thought this fight was 6 years ago, that Lauren Murphy win where she looked like a world beater. I thought that was like, it feels like 6 years ago. It feels so long ago, but that's right. How she started the year.
That is crazy.
And then she decides to take a short notice opportunity off the couch to make extra money versus Aaron Blanchfield and gets, her boob falls out, I guess, and she gets smashed. And she was not happy. She says she's going to wear a shirt and then doesn't. And then TB, who's actually in love with Jessica Andrade, picks Jessica Andrade at UFC 288. I take Yan Xiaonan, make money, dance in his face live while over the knockout. Yeah, okay. And I made more on Bilal Muhammad after, but okay. And then
you want to talk about how you blew it all on Henry Cejudo, though?
I didn't. I had 100 on Cejudo. Anyway, but Tatiana Suarez then chokes her out too. So, but we all were expecting that. So now all of a sudden she comes in as a plus 160 underdog against Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie Dern has what you saw against Angela Hill is that when you're afraid of going to the ground with her, she can crack. So she's not a great striker by any means, but she hits hard. So Jess, who's shown no durability anymore, that was her thing. She was a cannon. She would come in, she would blast people away. And she just, A, she hasn't been doing that. She couldn't finish Lauren Murphy. And B, she's just hasn't, right? It's been so long since that Lemos choke. Like she looked like she was about to be champion. And it's been a long time since she's won a fight. Can she come out here and get off the schneid, so to speak? Maybe, especially if I think with my handicap that it's going to go possibly the distance, certainly into that third round. So I like fight to start the third round at plus 100. and then you can find alternate overs at over 1.5 or even the over 2.5. Because I just, like you said, I'm not sure that Dern has found the subs anytime recently. And yeah, Andrade I don't think is knocking Mackenzie Dern out. So, what do you think, Cody? Do you think I'm crazy for the over?
Cody, you're muted.
Cody's
definitely muted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'll be sleeping right now. It's hit me. But listen, I do like that kind of the over, or what you said, fight to start round 3. It's dangerous. Like, okay, so Andrade, like, first off, I don't think that she still like cares about anything. Like, I think all right, so there's 2 type of people. There's the mythological Mackenzie Dern after a divorce that comes in all jacked up, tough, tanned up, ready to go. And then there's Jessica Andrade and how she's looked over the last 6 months. So if she's going through a divorce, she's taking it hard. She used to have like 6-pack and be bricked up, dude, and just be great. Like, she doesn't look like that no more. Her striking doesn't look good. I think if you go back, like, we think she's like this crazy knockout girl, but she hasn't been knocking nobody out for a long time. Like, the last time she knocked a girl out was like KK, like Carolina Kolokavis, a long time ago. And I think she only got maybe 1 or 2 knockouts with the slam with Rose Namajunas. So it's not like she's been looking that good. Then I get it. She came against Blanchfield, short notice. Her striking looked bad. She got taken out and choked out. Then her next fight against Yan Jinan or whatever, she got freaking knocked out. She couldn't take 5 of the punches that Mackenzie Dern took a ton of in 5 rounds from Yan. Like, I was watching, I just rewatched that fight, and Mackenzie was doing good too. Like, the reason that I'm real high on Mackenzie in this fight, because the first 3 rounds of that fight, she did really good against Yan Jinan. And I think if she can do that against Andrade, she wins this fight. And I just think that, like, if you even go watch her fight, like Angela Hill, all these other girls you were talking about, like Mackenzie Dern, that fought out of her submissions, because I think they still want to fight, dude. And like, Angela Hill is a junkyard dog. I called that last week. That was the easiest call on the card. I even put a tweet like a week before, told everybody bet on Angela Hill being a dog is crazy. But I just think that, like, Jessica Andrade is to the point, and always in her career, how many times she been finished? Freaking 12 times or some shit like that, something crazy. So I just think that if she gets in a bad spot here, she's gonna give up. Now, Mackenzie Dern she hits hard. She was looking with them good knees against Angela Hill, because, like you guys said, the people she's fighting now are looking for her to take her down, so she can do like Khabib did to Conor when he fakes a shot and comes over the top and knocks Conor down, because you can do that when you're a wrestler. It's just like what Usman did to Masvidal, that kind of stuff. So she's been hitting girls with that, and then her wrestling's getting better. I really like that she has the size advantage here, 3 inches taller with an inch of reach. And I just think that she's got an improved cardio. Everything's favoring her. Like, so I really like Mackenzie Dern. I mean, I thought 190 was pretty fair. So I just bet, I bet her at 190 to win 2 units. So like 3.8 to win 2. I think she gets the win.
Do you expect her to get the finish?
I think that if she gets this fight to the ground and gets it in a bad spot, I don't think Jessica Andrade is going to fight out of it too hard. She didn't fight too hard against Blanchfield. She really didn't fight that guillotine too. I would watch the guillotine live. Like, she did have decent takedown defense against Suarez, but Suarez really didn't try to take her down that much. She struck with her and was like out striking her too. Like, her striking looks bad. Her body looks bad. Her body language looks bad. She's not improving. She's took 3 losses in the last. She's fighting every 3 months. It's like she's just like getting some money or something, because how much better did she get since I watched her get beat down in Nashville 3 months ago? I don't think she did, but I bet Mackenzie Dern, since the last time she threw that beating on Angela Hill, I guarantee she's getting better. I would probably take Angela Hill over Andrade at this point, like, to be honest. Wow. So, and she already beat Angela Hill back in the day, but they're on different trajectories. So
that's a good fight. They should make that fight next.
Yeah, that would be a good one next. But yeah, give me Mackenzie Dern, man, and I think she can get it done. Like, I know she hasn't finished her last 4 opponents, but like, bro, I'm not high on Andrade right now. I don't think she's just fully in it, man. So.
It certainly looks like 2 careers going in different directions, and they love Jessica Andrade, so I don't think that she's in danger of losing her job, even if she's on a 4-fight losing streak. But I just feel at the end of the day, like, for straw weights, for me to get plus money on fight going the distance is just kind of sketchy. Because honestly, like, again, like, Mackenzie Dern doesn't seem to have finishing instincts, and she really might respect the striking of of Andrade enough to just not end up getting in the position to choke her out. So that's why I kind of think if they play on the feet, Dern could still end up winning the decision because, like you've said, Cody, like Andrade doesn't look sharp, but I'm just not super sold. I'm a little sketched.
I get it. I don't have a straight play on this fight. I feel like the line might just be appropriate. Like Andrade is probably going to win one of the rounds if it stays standing. Dern is going to like definitely win one of the rounds clearly. The other round might be a little sketchy, a little back and forth, or Dern just outright finishes her. But
you said you like Andrade to win a round. How about Andrade plus 3.5?
I don't like
plus 110.
I don't love the idea of her surviving to the judges per se entirely. You know what I mean? Like I think she could like win round 1 if Dern doesn't get the wrestling going enough because she's playing around striking, thinking like she's not going to get hurt. Like it's like Angela Hill. You can't just work on your striking on the feet against Jessica Andrade. So ultimately, I'm going to pass. My official pick is Dern by decision, but I don't know if I'll have a bet on this one. I'll probably just do it while I'm at live in action. But oh my goodness, do I have a play for you guys here?
Yes, we do.
For the love of all the bacon, egg, and cheese, steamroller, all the good things you could say about this, man. Throw a like on the video. Please subscribe. So many people in the chat right now. Appreciate all you guys going.
I just ordered his steamroller.
The steamroller?
Today.
You guys got to go check it out. It's crazy.
It was $30 free shipping to anywhere in the US. Go check out his Twitter page and go order that immediately.
I'm gonna go get one.
It's sick.
I couldn't possibly be any more biased on both sides in this fight.
Yeah.
Matt, the steamroller Frivola, former guest of the show, absolutely incredible guy, down to earth, connecting with the fans, and also just like
Matt fan.
Yeah, doing the right stuff. Like, did you read his Alex Behunin like humanizing athletes thing? Like, could you choose any better stuff? Like, all the best items, like the bacon, egg, and cheese,
favorite TV show.
Yeah, so good. And then you got Benoit Saint-Denis that cashed as like a +2 something dog for me 2 out of his last 3 fights. Like, does it get any better than that for me? I've cashed on like +200 on both of these guys multiple times. And here we are. It's the showdown. It's the God of War versus the Steamroller. Benoit Saint-Denis, former special forces in France. Matt Frivola, former U.S. Army veteran. I mean, does the showdown get any more savage overall?
It does, because it's on Veterans Day.
Oh, my God. So, listen, hometown guy, Benoit Saint-Denis coming off another war. And I know he's the God of War, but he fought a lot more recently than Frivola, the steamroller. And also, Benoit Saint-Denis has this tactic where he just mentally and physically overwhelms every single one of his opponents. That's not going to really be the case here. Frivola knows exactly who he's fighting. This isn't McKinney on 2 days' notice where he has no fucking idea who this guy is. This isn't Marco Polo Reyes who throws crushing headshots. Benoit Saint-Denis is going to throw crazy kicks. So, Frivola, are you prepared for kicks to the body? Are you in great shape? Oh my God, he's in phenomenal shape. +190. It's a 5-unit maxi for me. It's Frivola season. Steamroller.
Let's go.
Steamroller. Listen, I absolutely wanted to dig into the tape because I wanted to make sure that I was not biased. And I absolutely feel that Steamroller is the only person to put your money on in this fight. You've got Benoit Saint-Denis absolutely riding on some recency bias here, beating how fraudulent is Ishmael, the Bonfim brothers now? Like, you know what I mean? These guys are gassers, they're quitters, they're pretty boys. They're like, what are they doing? So they're not out here to win fights, that's for sure. So let's just be honest. Do we not think Matt Frivola would cut through Thiago Moises, Ishmael Bonfim, Gabriel Miranda, and Nicholas Stoltz? Wouldn't he not cut through those guys like butter? What have we actually learned about Benoit Saint-Denis at this point to beat a guy like Steamroller Frivola, who just took out Drew fucking Dober, Iron Chin, handsome Squidward? That's tough stuff. Frivola is somebody that not only survives in the fire, he thrives in chaos. Benoit Saint-Denis, sure, he's going to create some chaos here with, like you said, with the body kicks and maybe shooting for takedowns. But Frivola has unbelievable jiu-jitsu, completely and totally underrated. So you're not just going to submit Frivola easily, which is what Saint Denis needs to do. Don't forget that Frivola has a fairly significant amount of more of MMA experience as well. Well, actually, it's a close amount, but it's much higher competition in the UFC. So I really like Frivola here. I put 2 units on it. I didn't go 5. I'm probably gonna end up on more and end up on the knockout. But I really think that he's gonna find a way to be cerebral, hurt the guy. I mean, Saint Denis leaves his hands down. That's the big problem. It's a similar feeling that I have with the co-main event. Just that if you're gonna serve up the chin on a platter, it's gonna be there. So let's go. Let's get a. Can I hear a steamroller? Cody, what do you think?
Yeah, man. So this is a weird one for me. This is a super weird one for. It's another tough one to call because this is going to be a crazy fight. All right, so if this makes sense for you, I'm picking Benoit Saint Denis, but the bet should be Matt Frivola. Okay, because like the line's way off. So here's where I come up with that. So when I watch Matt Frivola versus Sarukian, right? He shows that he's got pretty good takedown defense. Like he can get taken down, but then he gets back up. He has a pretty good scramble game and gets back up. Hits pretty hard. Like like you said, he knocked out Drew Dober. If you can knock out Drew Dober, you can knock out anybody. So but the thing that I didn't like against Sarukian is he slowed down in the third round. Like he finally accepted the takedown and started getting like Sarukian controlled him in the third round. So he slowed down. So Saint Denis is just huge, man. And if he can survive like the first round, I think that Frivola is going to be really, really dangerous in that first round. And but dude, like I couldn't bet this fight either because I could see this going over the 1.5. I was looking at the over under, but I could see because like Benoit has been into the second round with a couple like Miranda and Stolze. So if them guys can last. But the reason I don't want to bet him is because just like you say, this dude comes in with his freaking hands all the way down and gets cracked. And if you're getting cracked by Thiago Moises with one of them shots, if Frivola hits you with that shot, he's going to put you out. So I can really see that happening. Like, so to me, it's like I got like 58% that the Benoit's style is going to work. Like he's going to take the shots. He's going to keep working in the wrestling. Fivola's slowly going to wear down, like, and he's huge too, man. That dude is freaking huge. So, but then I can also see Frivola knocking him out. Like, and I've seen, and it's weird, even against like Thiago Moises, Saint Denis slowed down a little bit in the second round for just a little bit. Like Moises landed the takedown, got on top, and then he got butterfly guard. He sat there for like 20 seconds, got butterfly guard, got right back up, and then just started putting the beating on him. So I gotta go with Saint Denis as the pick, but dude, like I still wanted to bet Frivola, because I can still see him knocking him out. Because man, so like I said, there's some fights, man, where it's just like I'll pick a winner, but I'm not gonna bet it. I'll just watch this as a fan, but I don't mind.
Don't do it. I'm telling
I don't
you,
mind
don't do it.
anybody betting Matt Frivola, especially getting plus
Do
190.
that.
I don't mind that at all. So
Cue the trumpets. Cue the trumpets. I'm telling you. Listen, you got to give him credit versus Arman Sarukian. He's supposed to fight Otman Azaitar. What's in the bag? And then to be a fucking G, he takes Arman Sarukian, who's probably, dark horse to be champion. I mean, unbelievable. That's the fight they need to make versus Islam, and stop giving him Charles fucking Oliveira. But that's my 2 cents. And he actually goes the distance with Arman Sarukian, the guy that shot 50 million takedowns on Gamrot. I mean, that guy's unbelievable. So Steamroller surviving that and being able to go through that on short notice, I think actually is a feather in his cap, not something to take away from him. And I just think that the energy at MSG is going to be electric. He's not going down.
This fight's going to be crazy.
I cannot wait. Fight of the night. 50 G's guaranteed. Write it now.
Definitely.
Yes. Listen, I think everyone can get caught when they don't know exactly what they got across from them. And I think that the stylistic differences are basically that give Frivola more of a chance. I think he's going to have a higher output of head strikes. I think it's going to give him more opportunities. Yeah. I mean, this Frivola in this picture is the one that got knocked out by McKinney. The one that's showing up has like long hair braided up. He's like chiseled. He looks like how Nicholas Dalby came into last fight, and that's a good thing from a cardio perspective.
Yeah, you're totally right. Longo's taken him to the next level.
He's on. I mean, he is just stacked.
He's on whatever he's on whatever Aljo's on. So whatever.
That's basically it. So whatever's going on, he is like in the tip top shape
because they're best buds.
That's it. Oh man, this is fuck. I forgot to get the picture of TB in high school so I could compare to Diego Lopez.
That's amazing.
This is TB that played Chuck in Footloose his senior year in high school.
Good Lord.
Diego Lopez versus Pat Sabatini. Patty Cakes. We got -102 versus -118. This has been sliding the whole time, and let's put it this way. I got Diego Lopez coming in with a 3-inch height advantage, a 2-inch reach advantage, and what I perceive to be a whole hell of a lot of a chin advantage. I know what it says on paper about the knockouts, that they're even. I think Sabatini's were a bit worse. And the growth we've seen physically and from like a scramble and chaos perspective from Diego Lopez, I don't see the same type of danger in Pat Sabatini's game. And no, I really don't take much from his last fight, against Almeida, where the guy literally had zero bottom game.
Yeah.
And Pat Sabatini was like emotional coming off of like an embarrassing loss, knowing that he needed to just get down to business against what was legitimately a scrub. There's no safe positions to start throwing elbows on the ground at Diego Lopez. And Pat Sabatini, I saw you going leg lock for leg lock with Jamal Emmers. That's not going to work in this situation. Pat Sabatini,
do that. No, he should do that. I think that's a good idea.
I've seen your arm get ripped out of its socket. Pat Sabatini, I don't love it. Diego Lopez, I got in early, +110. I posted it when I did it. It's been up on my Bet MMA. If you didn't follow it, shame on you. It's now minus money. Just go follow us. That's all you got to do. You'll see everything once we're on the show. I can tell you about the line that we got forever ago, but it's like the same idea as like Cody Blood Money. It's like what you place in the casino is going to be different from what people are going to be able to get back home by the time you let them know what's going on. So make sure that you stay frosty out there, Skeeters. Guru, what do you got going on in this fight?
Definitely make sure you stay frosty. I really like the fact that we got plus money on Diego Lopez. I was a big fan of Pat Sabatini and still am, but like, I mean, you kind of watch. Yes, I know he gets the triangle choke finish versus Almeida, but his style is kind of lay and pray-ish. Like, he just kind of wants to get on top of you. He wants to get you to the ground. He wants to smother you until he gets what he wants. And you kind of see that in the TJ Laramie and Tucker Lutz fight. And that's not good. So those are not high-level guys, and he wasn't finishing them. And yeah, he goes leg lock for leg lock with Jamal Emmers and kind of gets lucky after getting knocked out. I think Diego Lopez is actually fairly dangerous on the feet. The biggest problem I'm going to have with Diego Lopez as a dog here, and it's why he's not like some major huge play, is that he is too content to just kind of pull guard. And he'll jump guard, and he will be accepting of the takedowns, and he will stay on the ground to play jiu-jitsu. And unless he's able to get that submission and make me a proud papa, he's gonna lay on the ground for 15 minutes, and that would be problematic. So I'd like Diego Lopez to get it done, especially at a dog price, but not laying the house on it.
Yeah,
what do you think, Cody?
This is another wild, crazy fight, man. So I went into tape studying before thinking I'm betting Diego Lopez. I watched him fight down in Nashville. He's a beast. I've watched a lot of his fights, and I did tape study, and I came away just being another one, man. I'm just gonna stay away from this because this can go so many different ways. Like I see why everybody's on Lopez. But like I'm picking Sabatini to win. I thought I was gonna pick Lopez, but like the thing is I feel like Lopez, he's gonna be fine to go to the ground with Sabatini, and I don't think Sabatini's gonna try to strike with Lopez too much, and I think he's gonna be like fine to go to the ground with him, where he's super dangerous. But I just think that like from what I've seen, he slows down a lot after the first round. Like he's dangerous in the first round. He's throwing up all these submissions, doing all this stuff in the first round, and then slows down a little bit in the second and third. And Sabatini, I mean, if anything, his best thing is going to be the wrestling and jiu-jitsu. He's high level jiu-jitsu. I watched some of like Diego's elite regional scene stuff with guys where he lost that split decision right after he lost to Joe Anderson Brito in the Contender Series. And that dude was a pretty good striker. He just had trouble getting him down, but he did have the dude's back the whole first round and like couldn't finish him. But I liked what I seen from Lopez on the Contender Series. That's what made me bet him against Gavin Tucker, and what made me stay away from not betting Pat Sabatini here is the fight with Joe Anderson Brito. Like even though he lost to him, like he put up a really good fight, like even better than the Movsar fight, because like against Brito, man, Brito's a very high level jiu-jitsu guy too. And he had him in like 3 different submissions, guillotines where it's like, looked like it was going to be over. So he can definitely sub Sabatini, but then Sabatini can also just grind him, man, hold him up against the cage, survive the stuff on the ground in the first round, laying ground and pound and just work around. And I just hate how Lopez is too comfortable off his back. So this is another one where I'm just like kind of don't know who's going to win. Like both of them can win. There's both clear like past the victory. Lopez is crazy dangerous off his back. Anytime they're standing, he could land a big shot, even though he's not really like a big KO dude like that. But he's got way better hands than Sabatini. But I would just same thing. I would hate to bet Lopez. And then he comes out and just sits on his back the whole time. Throws up a lot of submissions. Gets tired. He got tired against Movsar. The first round, he threw up some good submissions on Movsar. He hurt him early on. The second round, he just got held down the whole second round. And then the third round, he pretty much got held down the whole third. Granted, he came in on short notice, got held down and beat up the whole third round. He got beat up bad in the second round by Movsar. Third round, he got held down and beat up most of the round and then almost hit the knee bar with like 15 seconds left. And that's what made the crowd go nuts. But other than that, like he only had like 3 cool moments in that whole fight. But yeah, man, Sabatini's really good. And if he wasn't such a high level black belt, I would definitely be able to all over Lopez. But I just think that he may be able to survive in that first round. But then again, Lopez could just go out there and submit him or rock him right away, just like Damon Jackson, a lot of other Jamal Emmers have done, and then just finish him. So, like I said, man, it's hard to pick fights like this because this is a dangerous fight to bet. I mean, I don't know about the under even because I don't see Sabatini really finishing Lopez, and Lopez is the only one that I think could finish him. So you might as well just bet Lopez inside the distance instead of betting under.
Do we have a Sabatini decision only number?
That's what I would be looking at.
It's out there.
Sabatini decision, Lopez inside the distance, because you never know how he's. You can't say for sure he's going to sub him. Lopez gets 8 KO, 12 subs. So.
It's minus 215, and Diego Lopez finish only is minus 150, which is a bit more appetizing. It feels like they didn't move the line from like his original opener, like from a corresponding type of idea. And my thought here is Diego Lopez is the bigger guy. He wasn't on a full training camp for the Evloev fight. He came in on a couple days' notice to fill in and give Evloev a fight after Mitchell pulled out on fight week. And Lopez, I think there's been a difference and a complete change in his game and physique ever since he started like as kind of the head coach and like taking charge of running a team. And I see it in kind of the way that he fights now. There seems to be a lot more process to his ground game and getting to scrambles. And then also it's going to make me more confident in another fight on the card. Oh man, I can't wait for that one, Cody. We're getting there. But Diego Lopez, Pat Sabatini, I got Diego quite favorably, and I love the plus money number. I think it's Diego inside the distance. So even minus 102, if you're late to the party, go ahead and have some fun. It's worth it.
So you really like Lopez by finish?
Yeah, I just like Lopez. I'm going to pick him. He's my straight pick. I like him to get either a knockout or he's going to hurt him, then sub him, or Pat's going to be playing on the ground and end up giving up his leg, giving up his arm. Like, I've seen it before, man.
Is there a way, like, what way could we envision Diego Lopez winning by decision? Because he's not going to be up top in the grappling exchanges. You know what I mean?
On the feet. Like, the one thing I was actually going to bring up. Well, exactly. So I just think
if it goes to decision, I don't think Lopez wins it, dude. I mean,
because I don't see him winning minutes. He's going to win moments.
I mean, dude, he's relentlessly going to try to take you down.
Yes.
And Lopez is not going to try to get up. Like, it's actually a problem.
Professor Chaos.
What's scary. That's what's scary. That's what, because like I said, I wanted to bet Lopez. I went back and forth on this fight and that Aspinall fight like freaking tough, man. And then I just end up staying away. I'm just like, dude, because if like you guys are confident on it, I don't mind it, because I don't mind anybody being confident on either side of this fight. I'll put it that way, because either side, both sides are clear paths to victory. I like, in my bets, I think that somebody's got that clear path here. This is what they're going to do. They're going to do this because that person's not that good at this or something. You know what I mean?
I didn't say it. I'm just pointing to what Uncle's saying. I'm sorry. No, but in all seriousness, I just think
he's a CFFC guy. I would never say that about him.
It's the greatest card of the year, dude. This card is phenomenal.
Yeah, I legit can't wait. The energy is going to be crazy. The energy on this show has been crazy.
Come on out.
Do it. Please,
right now.
You guys have been incredible. Keep running up the likes. Keep on subscribing. We are almost within single digits of 500 subscribers. Don't be that guy.
Get them there. They deserve it.
Here we go. We got the flyweight, the headlining prelim here. Steve Erceg, Astro Boy, Jimmy Neutron himself, versus Alessandro Nono Costa. Minus 192 on Astro Boy, plus 160.
Apparently he's Italian and not Brazilian.
He's whatever you want him to be. It's a fantastic name. It's fantastic. I had to go full throttle.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think I could do whatever I want, right?
You can. I can
you.
make fun.
Wow,
look at that for it.
Awesome. I love it. So Erceg here, he's gonna have the 4-inch height advantage, 1-inch reach. Never been finished. He's an absolute monster in the grappling exchanges. I feel like Erceg, he should be able to stay safe on the feet. Costa's defense, I think, is much worse. I think Erceg's in and out movement and range management is solid. I just get worried about his output potentially. I didn't think he had great volume early versus Dvorak, but as he starts kind of settling into the fight, I think we kind of see the Erceg that could potentially be a real problem for some of like the top 15 to top 5 of the flyweight division. I'm not sure Erceg is going to be one of those guys that I'll be seeing as like a future title contender, but I'm really, really upset I missed the minus 120 on Erceg when it dropped that low like earlier in the week. And now I'm sitting here like,
I didn't see that.
Did
you see that with your eyes?
I saw minus 130, and then looking on fight odds, it shows that it got as low as minus 120 on DraftKings before it bounced. And that was DraftKings.
I never saw
so
that.
Very sad that I missed that part of it. So just on principle, it's like, do I do like a sketchy parlay with like Mackenzie Dern out of Sadness and just like throw away a unit that I know one leg might disappoint me? Or do we look for a prop here? Because I think Erceg could actually be sneaky for a knockout. I'm just not sure that they gave me a line yet. It wasn't up before we started the show on DraftKings, but they've been known to do crazy things before. And they have posted it. Erceg by knockout, plus 450. Neither guy's ever lost by submission, but Costa's been knocked out twice, and by the grappling ace Amir Albazi, who's not really known for his striking competencies. So Steven Erceg by head kick knockout, round 2.
Yeah, I love the knockout, and I love it in round 2. I think Alessandro Costa's striking defense, like you already said, is very problematic. You saw him getting knocked out by Amir Albazi. That was in round 3. I think Erceg showed versus David Dvorak that his striking is actually fairly underrated. It's actually pretty good. Sure, he was a step behind in round 1, but those live odds were coming closer, and it was a close fight. And then you see he actually has the danger on the feet, right? He hurts him bad with I believe it was in a head kick. So hurts him bad. I think Costa's going to have a problem with that, and he also might be too willing to go to the ground, where you actually don't want to go with Astro Boy. So he'll find that out quickly. I like Astro Boy to get it. Yeah, I mean, the only way that it would be a problem is if he just, again, gets freak knocked out with his chin, because, he kind of rolls with punches and has a weird, awkward style. But I don't see Costa pulling off the upset here. I like Erceg, but I definitely wish I got in on that earlier number. That's a bummer.
Yeah, big time bummer. Cody, if you're out there. Okay, beautiful. You were good. I was gonna say, don't worry. We would.
No, I'm good. My bad.
All right. No, you're good, man. You're good. What do you got here on this fight? Astro Boy versus no.
Yeah. It's a fight between like two dudes that are pretty good but aren't like that proven. Steve Erceg, he's good. Obviously, he showed he was good against Dvorak, but he was getting beat in that fight. He came in on short notice. He showed great cardio, good toughness, good forward pressure, good boxing. But he lost the first round. He was losing the second round. So he hit him with a good shot and then hit him with a head kick and dropped Dvorak. And then that won the round and then just took over after that. Costa's, he's well-rounded. He's got good striking. He's got pretty good wrestling, defensive and offensive. And then he's got good jiu-jitsu. It's going to be a really good fight. I'm favoring and I'm going to take Steve Erceg just because I like that he's a lot bigger. And then I know he's got a better durability at this point. But I still want to see some more about both these dudes before I really want to put 190 on Erceg. So give me Erceg, but no bets or nothing on this fight.
Smart man.
I like Erceg inside the distance. Maybe at like a lighter play.
Erceg at -120 or -130. That was lovely. I would have bet that.
I wish I would have.
Yeah, that's a freaking awesome line.
Oh man, we made it.
Here we go. This is the MMA Twitter. Stake your flag in and watch it all burn down. Pick of the week.
Guru.
There should be no split.
All right. Well, we're splitting, baby. We got Tabitha, Baby Shark, Richie, Lupita, Lupi Godinez. They actually just list her as Lupi Godinez on UFC stats. I did Guru the favor of putting Lupita and then Lupi instead of coming up with my own nickname. I know you appreciate it. And what you're really going to appreciate is I want you to go ahead, take the reins here before it gets ugly.
You want me to take the reins?
Yes.
Oh, baby. Well, we got Tabitha, Baby Shark, Ricci taking on Lupi. And it's certainly going to be one of those interesting matchups where, who is going to be able to implement their game plan, right? So Ricci wants to be relentless, right? She's going to want to spam those takedowns and be successful with them. And she's going to want to kind of wear on Lupi's gas tank and, outpace her and outwork her. But I actually think she's going to have a problem doing that, as Lupi does have a significantly higher striking accuracy and striking defense. So one thing that we saw on tape that especially in her last fight, Ricci, she struggled to get Jillian Robertson to the ground, and Jillian Robertson does not have very good takedown defense. So if your main game plan is to try to wrestle Lupi Godinez here, I think you're going to have trouble with that. Lupi's training with the champ over with Alexa Grasso. I mean, they're like best buds. So she's coming into this fight in great shape, and the more well-rounded fighter. I'm not sure what we've seen. I'm not sure what Tabitha Ricci's proven to us at, she has a top 15 ranking. Like it's very interesting. I mean, beating Polyana Viana and Jessica Penne, I haven't been fully impressed. So I got -135 on Lupi Godinez a few days ago. So that's where I'm at. I think she wins it. I think she's just going to win a decision. So generally that's how Lupi wins fights. So TB, take it away, because I'm sure I'm going to smooth out some of the edges there.
Yeah. Cody, I will even allow you. Why don't you go ahead, my friend?
Yeah. Tabitha Ricci is going to beat Lupita Godinez. She's a better fighter than Lupita Godinez. She's going to out wrestle her. She didn't try to take Jillian Robertson down. She was striking with her, and then she would try. I think maybe like in the third round, but that's the thing. Jillian Robertson has no striking, so I think Ricci has like 17 takedowns in her last like 4 fights or something like that. She's gonna have the better wrestling and judo. I watched Elise Reed judo toss Lupita Godinez in that fight. Lupita rolled with it and got on top, but that's because Elise Reed's terrible. Tabitha Ricci's super high level black belt, like super high level. Like she took Jessica Penne down super easy. Why did Lupi lose to Jessica Penne? Because Jessica Penne was taking her down. Like, come on, man. Like, Lupi's not this wrestler everybody thinks she is. She's really not. Like, she out wrestles girls that can't wrestle. And then every girl that she fights that can wrestle a little bit, Angela Hill, Carolina, all these girls that she, like Calvillo, I thought she lost to Calvillo too. She can't out wrestle them. She usually gets beat. Like, her striking's not all that great. Usually if she can't out wrestle a girl, she gets beat. So in this, like, Tabitha Ricci's got good striking. she don't hit as hard as Loopy, but Loopy ain't knocking nobody out. Like, who are we kidding? Like, who's Loopy knocking out? Or did she dropped Elise Reed? Like, I can't count an Elise Reed fight for nothing. Like, Tabitha Ricci would sub Elise Reed in the first round. Like, but Tabitha Ricci has good striking, good leg kicks, good boxing, good movement, and she mixes in her grappling excellent. And she trains with Mackenzie Dern and all them. Like, dude, these are high level black belts. That's why when she fought Jillian Robertson, everybody was on Robertson. I'm like, dude, Tabitha Ricci is gonna beat her. And I bet Robertson against like Pereira Rodriguez, like, because it's different fights. But like when Ricci, like, even if Robertson would have got her to the ground, she's not subbing her. Ricci was taking down Polyana Viana, staying safe. And like, if you listen to her coaches, they said that they weren't even worried about her going to the ground with any of them girls because she's so high level of black belt. Like, this girl's been doing this since she was 6 years old. Big thing is like, go look at all her fights in the UFC. She hasn't fought a girl under 5'5" yet. 5'5", all 3 5'5s and 1 5'6". She's finally getting a girl that's her size, and she's taking down these big girls like Panay and all them girls like it's nothing. She's gonna have Loopy. I'm telling you, she's gonna get Loopy. She's gonna hit toss Loopy. Loopy slows down after one round. Go watch all of her fights. She slows down after one round, unless she's beating up Elise Reed. But against Angela Hill, against Calvillo, she comes out, she's tough in that first round. I don't know if it's from taking damage or just slowing down, but she slows down. She don't put out as much volume, none of that stuff. Go watch her against Carolina, go watch her against Angela Hill and Cynthia Calvillo. All that happens. Tabitha Ricci's got phenomenal cardio. She's got better grappling, and the striking's not going to be that much different. And I'm telling you, Tabitha Ricci's going to have the better wrestling and the better grappling. Give me Tabitha Ricci by decision all day. I got her at plus 150 like a week and a half ago, and she should be the favorite in this fight. I'm telling you, like, Loopy's not a great striker, and she's not a great grappler.
You go. Oh my goodness, you go.
All right, Cody, I respect you. I really do. And it's not going to get personal.
We love Cody.
No, it's not going to get personal towards Cody. It's going to get personal towards Tabitha Ricci and Lupi Godinez. But okay, so here are the big takeaways and counterpoints that I have, like specifically to kind of the idea going around here. So Lupi Godinez, I think one of the most inconsistent things in her career has been her management and decision-making in taking fights. And I think what she's done is kind of try to take the fast track, the COVID approach, stack appearances as much as possible, fight short notice opponents, filling in late notice for all these different matchups. And all those times you speak about the gas tank, the cardio, bad appearances, Jessica Panay, that was a super short notice. Luana Carolina, that is another fight that she takes on like a week or two up a weight class against someone that's like 8 inches taller than her. Then
after she fought the week before,
Angela Hill, she takes on short notice with an injury that she gets either surgery or has to do treatment for after that fight and take time off. The Cynthia Calvillo fight takes that one. It's a replacement short notice switcheroo. And also, okay, so now as we continue along, that's one point about the cardio. The other point that we have is about the Lupi Godinez. Like, I think that her striking is just such a level above Tabitha Ricci. I think Ricci's defense and moving around the outside is like aesthetically pleasing, and she does okay to land pitter-patter shots consistently at a high volume. But when you're facing the likes of Jillian Robertson, that'll work. But even in that fight, who's the one getting bloodied up all fight, in the nose, in the face, on the limited volume coming back from Jillian Robertson? Lupi Godinez hits really hard. I don't necessarily think she knocks out Ricci. I just think it's clearly going to be different who's landing the more impactful boxing strikes. Now, Lupi doesn't really throw kicks. I think Ricci might throw more calf kicks and a bit more just general kicks. But I think Lupi's going to be landing the more definitive punches coming back on each of those exchanges in the pocket. Her boxing is clearly better. And when you just look at it, not even from a tape approach, which I just broke down, but from a statistical approach, Tabitha Ricci only lands 37% of her strikes. She's afraid to get in the pocket and exchange. Lupi Godinez lands 50% of her strikes. However, both of them have the same striking defense. Lupi Godinez's opponents land 3.52. Tabitha Ricci's land 4.45. Then you go ahead and look at some of the level of competition differences on the way up. Angela Hill, Emily Ducote, those are two very tough appearances recently. And she clearly unanimously decisionates the fuck out of Emily Ducote. And Lupi Godinez goes out there and knocks Elise Reed down, like heavy. Elise Reed is known as a good striker. She generally gets finished when she's getting wrestled and grappled. Lupita Godinez is also used to being the smaller fighter. And she's the bigger fighter here. She's the fighter that is probably probably cutting more weight. And she's finally fighting with a team that's holding her accountable. And when you see the pictures of the shape she's in, it's like I talked about with Frivola before. This is the Lupi Godinez on screen that showed up against Luana Carolina. Do I need to show you the picture of her in the gym with Diego Lopez and No Costa? She is fucking shredded, in amazing shape, and preparing for this fight. This is her stage. Tabitha's coming from wherever the fuck she's coming from to fight in Lupi's arena in Madison Square Garden, and I'm cashing out on -150 and -155 for 5 total units. Cody, I love you.
Ricci stays in shape. Look at Ricci's shape. She don't need to get buffed up for her fight. Like she stays in shape. She's never gassed out. She's never been like, well, she has an off night. She never like misses a game plan. Like, dude, Ricci is going to be in the top 5. Like this girl is seriously a savage. Like Lupi is. I just don't like. Why I don't like. What's Lupi's striking that she's ever done in striking that everybody thinks she's so good at striking or wrestling? For that matter, besides to Elise Reed and who did she Ariane Carnelosi, you know what I'm saying? Like, but like other than that, she hasn't out wrestled nobody, and she hasn't really outstruck nobody like crazy.
Loma Lubunmi, Silvana Gomez Juarez, she gets submitted by Carolina. She got submitted by Lupi right away.
Mark my words though, with all the striking and everything. Mark these words here. You guys can clip this. Tabitha Ricci is going to out grapple her. So all the striking and all this don't mean nothing. Tabitha Ricci is going to out grapple Lupita Goody.
All right. And this is well, 3 of 8 takedowns for 38 seconds control against Jillian. She tried for the takedowns.
Well, because listen, she just did that at the end of the round when she was taking Jillian, because Jillian's jiu-jitsu, when she was taking her down, she wasn't wanting to stand or guard with her. Lupi ain't got no jiu-jitsu like that. Lupi's gonna lay on the ground. She's gonna get slow, and then she's gonna keep taking down in that second and third, and Tabitha Ricci should be the favorite here.
I don't know. I'm like an offside. I'm feeling Sugar Show Aljo energy right now.
Jesus Christ.
Ricci's even bigger than Lupi. Look at her. I don't see how Lupi's gonna be bigger and thicker. Like Ricci is like she's bricked up, dude, for a girl, and they're gonna be the same size. And like I'm telling you, her grappling is better.
I'm excited. This is a fun.
It's gonna be so good. We're both and like Lupi's good. I'm not saying she. I just think
it's a friendly head-to-head. This is good.
No,
we like it. This is why we have the show. This is why we have the show. We love having you on, man. And man, do we respect your opinion. I hate
that over is crazy. I don't see anything ending it, but -410, dude. Shoot.
Yeah, right. Like, what if Ricci snatches a sub? What if Lupi knocks her out? Like, what if Ricci puts on a Manon Fiorot striking performance? I'm not. Listen, I'm just like I'm just saying there are ways for each of them. Like Lupi's lost by sub like before, right? Or and then Ricci's been knocked out. I think I maybe
she's got 4 sub losses, but
I don't know if I updated Lupi's stats. There's multiple TV fuck ups, of course.
Also know she got beat by Jessica Panay and Luana Carolina, man.
Yeah, and I think there were circumstances that led to such things.
Lupi has never been submitted, so.
Hold on.
Broke Calvillo.
Lupi has 3 losses total in her career, so she doesn't have 4 submission losses and 4 decision losses. So that's useless.
All right. Hold up. I got something coming.
I bet you do.
It's the picture of a century. But
I hope it's bad. If it's a picture of you, maybe it'll make up for your fuck up.
Yeah, maybe. But we got Mateusz Rambecki versus Roosevelt, not the sexual predator Roberts. He's just the regular predator. Don't get it confused. Mateusz Rambecki, he's the absolute savage. I think like if Roberts didn't have like a huge height reach, I would be totally down for the -650. But like Rambecki is gonna win anyways. He's my clear pick. It's gonna be inside the distance. Have fun picking which way it happens and figuring it out because Roosevelt's been KO'd. He's been subbed. So Rambecki is how you want to choose to do it. Maybe you want to send me a sign. Let me know what you're thinking. Guru, what are you digging into Garamow's couch cushions for? Are you going to do the stupid thing that you told me you're going to do before?
What did I tell you? Oh yeah, you can lay his money line into everything. That sounds like a very safe thing to do. Basically, every single bet, no matter what, can have a layer of Rambecki on it because nothing possibly could go wrong with that. Nothing at all. He absolutely should win the fight. Roosevelt Roberts just lost a wacky fight to what's his face on tough. The old guy was terrible. Why isn't anybody helping me? I forgot his name. Let me pull it up.
Oh, Thud Hubbard.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It was Hubbard. Wasn't the old guy. It was Hubbard, which is
I
even
was looking
worse.
at that picture.
It was this. It was that's the fight. I blocked it out of my memory. I blocked both of them out of my memory.
Guru, I found it.
Yeah, that's pretty sexual, but Costa's probably gonna lose.
I mean, look at fucking Diego. No, not Costa. This is Lupi and Diego that we're focusing on. The two people I picked to win, not the other guy. That's also. All right, cool. So that was basically. I'm saying this is an unprepared Lupi coming.
So Roberts beat Nate Jennerman, who's horrible. He won in 8 seconds, and then loses a split to Austin Hubbard in a sparring match where he gets out grappled a little bit as well. Rebeski's a beast. He's going to grapple fuck him. He's going to either submit or knock him out. I kind of like him round 1, round 2. That's kind of where I want to dive into my couch cushion. Maybe somebody like Lou Bet has got a good, crystal ball type bet.
What's your excuse?
Yeah, he's always late.
What up, Lou?
So, what do you think, Cody? We'll probably cut through this one fairly quickly.
Yeah, dude, I got Rebecca here, man. I actually had a max bet on Rebecca against Nurillo, like, because Nurillo, that dude only wrestles, like he could only wrestle, and Rebeski, like you seen what he did to the last wrestling dude, like he's got excellent wrestling himself. To the last Tajikistan wrestler guy, so yeah, man. Roosevelt Roberts took this so he can get back in the UFC. I get it. He's only 29, which is crazy, but I got Rebecca here, man. I think he's got a lot of finishes. I would say Roosevelt's usually pretty tough. He ain't getting spinning wheelhouse kicked in the face, but or getting Kevin crooned. But give me Rebecca. I'm gonna say he gets it done. I'm gonna say Roosevelt ain't in the best shape. He takes a lot of them leg kicks and stuff. Rebecca gets it to the ground, beats him up, gets him out of there.
That's it. Takes to the ground, gets him out of there, baby. Let's go. We got Nazim the Black Wolf Sadikov versus Vyacheslav Slavaklaus Borshev. Absolute electric nicknames, electric fighting styles. This one should be a banger. What is Lou is absolutely.
Yeah, I like round 2.
And he's absolutely losing himself in the chat here. But yeah, Nazim Sadikov, man. So my question is, do we see an intelligent game plan out of Nazim Sadikov? Because if we see an intelligent game plan, we see a heavy takedown approach and some top control. The guy's got grappling. The problem is defensively, for all of his offensive forthcomings, he's got so many defensive shortcomings in his game. He'll let Evan Elder outstrike him on the feet. He'll get knocked down by Evan Elder. He'll get kind of grappled a little bit by Elder. He'll get out wrestled for a round by Terrence McKinney. I almost if I had seen Borshev at that plus 200 range that some people were jumping on initially, I would have considered it. But I think my pick here is Sadikov, and it's going to be by decision. I think he's going to go the boring route. Slava has some early scrambles and stuff, but once he gets put down on the mat for good, he's kind of stuck there. I think even on the feet, Naz is not a terrible striker. And I don't think that Slava brings the multi-layered clinch, attempted takedowns, and striking on the feet approach that Evan Elder brought. I think it's just going to be the striking. So Naz might have a cleaner path to being even on the feet in this fight, which is as weird as it sounds because of how good of a striker Slava is. It's just, he's not going to shoot on you. So you really just have to worry about one type of thing. And I've seen guys wobble and knock down Slava. So I really think it's even on the feet. And we got that wild card of if Naz is shooting takedowns heavy, awesome. So plus 200 for a fight that I think goes the distance. If you got the opener on Slava, you did your job. But my pick is Naz decision. I'm going to see what that prop costs me because that's probably it.
That's really interesting because you can get the over at plus money. So if that's how you like it.
Damn, dude, me and Shady been on the same shit all night. Let's go.
That's really interesting. I actually like Naz here at home. He's good. I feel like on the feet, it's honestly going to be fairly even with a guy that in Naz that I actually think maybe has a better chin. And then he's also going to be the guy that has the wrestling upside. Because Slavaklaus doesn't have any takedown defense. So if Naz has the good game plan, like you were mentioning, TB, because I know he's got the good camp out here with Frivola and Bazookia, Ally Quinta over there at Saralongo, right? So if he gets any sort of wrestling going like he did versus Terrence Mitchell, yeah, like he did versus Terrence
Oh
McKinney,
Lord,
not Terrence Mitchell, like he did versus Terrence
Jesus.
McKinney. I think that he can absolutely sub Slava or honestly knock him out there with a ground and pound because Slav, I don't know. I haven't been impressed with Slav. I beating Maheshata was not very impressive. That guy is not very good at all. So give me Nas at home. Let's roll. Steamroller. What do you got, Cody?
Yeah, man. I like Slava Claus here. Nas ain't a wrestler. He's not a jiu-jitsu guy. Like he's got a little bit of it, you know what I mean? But he's not a wrestler or jiu-jitsu guy. Even on the Contender Series when he fought that one dude, he was getting reversed himself. And that dude's not even good. That dude lost to an 8-5 guy like directly after. And he had like a back and forth war in that fight. Then you seen him getting beat up both rounds by Evan Elder Evan Elder, right? You seen him get beat up for 2 rounds there, and then he got that knee, which was awesome because I had a bet on him. But I'm like, dang man, like I don't think he's really all that great, to be honest. Then against Terrence McKinney, Terrence McKinney did Terrence McKinney things, but he was beating him up. If he had 3 rounds of cardio, he'd probably beat him up for 3 rounds. You know what I mean? But he just doesn't. Slava Claus, yeah, he doesn't have the best takedown defense, but the dude's got a crazy get-up game, man. He makes you work the whole time. That's why I don't think if Nazim even takes him down, he's just going to be able to hold him down, grapple him, because Slava Claus keeps working. Like if you watch him fight Mike Davis, and I think Mike Davis would beat up Nazim. I think he would be, minus 200 to Nazim. And if you watch that fight, Mike Davis took him down like 9 or 10 times. Dude, when he was coming out of the second round and the third, he was literally dry heaving. He was so tired, man. He went and fought through it because Mike Davis is a beast, though. His name is Beast Boy, but he's really good. And he's a 6-foot tall fighter, and he's got real wrestling and real jiu-jitsu and stuff, and good cardio usually. But like Slavakos made him work and hit him, like crushed him a lot of times standing on the feet. That's why he had to keep wrestling. I don't think Nas can do that here. I don't think he can just keep wrestling. I don't think that's even his style. So I think they're going to be striking a lot, dude. And Slavakos has, like, not that Nazim, he has good striking. Like, it's not like he's got to wrestle or he loses. You know what I mean? Like you guys said, he's got good striking. I just don't think it's as fast or like is skilled and polished as Slavakos, man. So I think when this fight stays on the feet for, 13 out of 15 minutes or something. And plus, Nazim's a tough mofo too, dude. Like eventually, these dudes are going to start throwing blows. Like Nazim's a mean, tough dude. I actually ran into him in the bathroom. I think it was in Nashville where I seen him at. But I just like Slavakos, man. I'm feeling Slavakos here. I think that he can do it. Even though, like you guys said, though, he's been hurt. I've seen him get hit with knees and get rocked. That's the most worrisome thing for me is Nazim has good knees, and I've seen Slavakos get hurt by knees by Dakota Bush, and he got hurt by a knee by Mike Davis, but he recovered. He's never been finished, and this dude has hundreds of kickboxing matches, and then he's getting this stuff down. He's training wrestling at Team Alpha Male. Give me Slavakos in this. I like him at plus 120. That's what I got him at.
That's fair. I can't argue with the dog shot here. I don't have anything after, so that's my pick. I'll stick with it, but I'm not good. This is not the Ricci.
I may be tempted to flip. Honestly, that's tough. That's tough breakdown. That's good stuff.
I just yeah.
That's good stuff,
man.
Cody.
All right, off to the next fight in a flash. We got Jared Flash Gordon versus Marco Madsen, the Olympian, the silver medalist. Jared Flash Gordon minus 192, Bogod versus Mark O'Madsen at plus 160. Jared Gordon, somehow the younger fighter in a matchup these days in the lightweight division at 35. He is giving up 4 inches of reach. Slightly interesting, but I don't think Madsen's necessarily the level of striker to make use of that the way he needs to. It was almost good enough versus Grant Dawson. He just ended up absolutely shriveling after he hurts him. Jared Gordon, I think he showed like he's a legit striker at this point. I mean, Bobby Green was getting the business handed to him in the first round of their fight. I think Jared Gordon like kind of frustrated him to the point where Bobby just decided to fucking headbutt launch forward into him. Got the knockout, but as we saw, it was a no contest. The sketchy part is that they booked Jared Gordon like a month after that, and then they had to like pull him during fight week after the interviews because they were like, oh shit, like people are realizing like even though it says no contest, like he legit was like out. And then like even the follow-up shots, like Bobby Green had some like crazy ground and pound there too. So Marco Madsen, the question is, will his body lock, Greco-Roman style takedowns work in this fight against Jared Gordon? I don't think so. I think he's got the worst cardio too than Jared Gordon in this spot. And I think the chin issues that Jared Gordon's run into in the past, he doesn't really have to worry about that here. So Jared Gordon, I'm a little hesitant at -192, but Jared Gordon, easy. Round 3 decision.
Yeah, similarly, one of those fights like the Usyk fight, like I kind of wish I had gotten in earlier when the line was closer.
Is that a parlay? Is that a sketchy one unit?
Yeah,
parlay?
I love it. Sure, why not?
Yeah,
love that.
Gordon and Usyk.
Similar.
We missed the line parlay.
Yeah, I love it.
That's
what we'll call it. We
Yeah.
missed the line parlay. I love it.
That's when you can't play him straight anymore.
Yep, now you just got to parlay. Yeah,
you just have to. I'm forced. My hands are tied. I'm a slut for plus.
Casino's loving it, just rubbing their hands.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this I think it's an interesting fight, especially because Jared's a guy that's self-admittedly really excited to be fighting at home here in New York City. I think that's going to invigorate him. He's got a young guy. He's got an old ass man in Marco Madsen here, right? Not necessarily the young guys that he'd kind of been. He'd faced Bobby Green, Patty Pimblett, right? Grant Dawson himself, right? He'd had some tough matchups for him specifically. I thought he honestly, I think I had picked him in the Bobby Green fight, so that was going to be an interesting matchup. Jared Gordon here, I expect to be the better striker. And I think that's going to be a major factor here, because if you're not taking down Jared Gordon, holding him down, choking him out, which again, Marco Madsen, this lay and price type style, because he's not submitting Jared Gordon, he's going to get tired. Then he's going to get pieced up on the feet. Then he's going to get beaten up. And then Jared Gordon loves to use his cardio as a weapon, so he's going to do so. And then he's going to break Mark Madsen, who you've seen just got choked out by Grant Dawson. I actually think in a fight that they probably have really heavily favored. Look at that, -300 over 2.5. I feel like this is one of those fights where people parlay this fight to go the distance, and Gordon chokes him out late because he's at home. So I actually like maybe Jared Gordon sprinkle on the submission there, but give me Jared Gordon all day. He's not losing.
Yeah, man. You guys broke it down real good. I think it's going to be a really close fight. I like Jared Gordon. I think TB said third round or decision. I think that could work. I kind of see it going to decision, but like Marco Madsen, he's not really dangerous. He's not really finishing anybody, but I just don't see his wrestling working. I see even if he gets a takedown on Gordon's going to be able to scramble back up. And like you guys said, he broke it down. He doesn't have the best cardio compared to Gordon. So, but I still think it's going to play out close, because Marco Madsen could win the first round, or maybe he wins the first round, the first 2 minutes of the second round. So, because Jared Gordon's not no world beater, you know what I mean? To come out here and just style on Matt, that's not really his style. He's kind of, like a grinder. So just give me Jared Gordon, but not like super, super confident to win a bet him at -190 anyways.
Nice. So
I love our didn't beat the line parlay, by the way.
I love it.
Yeah,
I think that cashes.
It's a new trademark. So we got this sexy Mexi, John Castaneda, Mr. Perfect, Kyung Hyo Kang. This is like the most egotistical matchup I've ever seen. Their two nicknames combined, it's absolutely unreal. Castaneda here, yeah, he's younger. He's given up some size. 2 inches of height, 3 inches of reach. I think he's also given up a little cardio. Kyung-Ho Kang, I think, is also going to be the quicker striker with the better defense. Maybe a little less output potentially. But the way I've seen Castaneda kind of crumble a little bit under some forward pressure and big swinging at points before he gets a chance to reset, I think Mr. Perfect is going to perfectly pick his shots here. I'm looking at, I still haven't pulled the trigger. The line keeps sliding. It's +114 now. It was +125. I'm like this close to doing it. I really want to see Kang make the weight, but then you see it's a catch weight now. 138. I think Sexy Mexi needed it, but I'm curious to see who looks worse out there, because that might tip me off to like maybe someone was having a little issue in their training camp. Who isn't in the best of, like, which guy isn't going to have their normal 12 pack of abs coming into this fight? Is it Sexy Mexi? Is it Mr. Perfect? We'll find out on Friday. TB will be there live at the weigh-in. So
tune in next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. So Guru, what do you got here? Because I'm going Mr. Perfect.
I honestly, we didn't even talk about this fight. Oh, by the way, he's plus 124 on DraftKings. FanDuel, Mr. King. So I honestly similarly found my way onto Mr. Perfect here. He has a good fight as an underdog, right? Last time against Christian Quinones, knocks the dude out on the feet. 36 years old, underrated kickboxing, right? A guy that you think is known for sub with 12 subs, underrated kickboxing, underrated striking, goes with fights Dinar Bakary. That dude's that dude's a hurricane.
Fuck, I'm placing the bet right now. Fuck, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, as you should. That dude's a hurricane. You know what I'm saying? He's a good striker. Certainly, I think that's a good fight, Castaneda versus Bakary. I think that makes actually an interesting matchup. So, with all that being said, I talked about very recently in the Muin Gafarov breakdown a couple weeks ago. I had felt that John Castaneda, right? So that's a very close round one that John finally gets that drop on Muin Gafarov. Again, that's his short notice appearance for Muin. Then round two, he's getting dominated by Muin, but Muin gets a point deducted. So then it's a 9-9 round. And then in the third round, Muin's exhausted because, again, short notice. So Castaneda takes over. Wasn't really super impressed. Gets finished by Daniel Santos, right? Can't weather that storm and breaks. So I actually am going to go with Kung Ho Kang here. He's a seasoned vet, but he's kind of like picked when he's fought really well. So the mileage isn't really super there. So I kind of like him to get it done here, especially at dog odds. What do you think there, Cody?
I like Castaneda. I bet him. He's just got a way better variety of striking. He uses head kicks, got a bunch of different kicks where Kang is just throwing out that jab, and he's got a good calf kick. But even if you watch the Back-to-Graw fight, which is really what made me want to bet Castaneda, is because Back-to-Graw actually landed a shit ton more strikes than Kang, and like kind of had him hurt a little bit at the end of the first round. I kind of thought he should have won that fight, even though I did have a bet on Kang. And when I watched it, I thought Kang won. But then when I watched the tape back, I'm like, man, he was kind of getting pieced up a little bit because he was only jabbing and leg kicking. I think Castaneda is going to have the grappling advantage here. I think he's got the wrestling advantage for sure. And Kang, man, when he gets taken down, like he's pretty good on top. When he knocked out Quinones, is because Quinones hurt him, and then he went in for the kill, and then he hurt Quinones, dropped him, and then he hopped on him and choked him out. But other than that, I mean, he's went to like split when he was 32 years old with like Brandon Davis, and just had some really close fights. I like Castaneda here. I think he has more variety of striking, just a little bit better kick game. I think he has that fast left head kick, man, that he hurt Gafarov with, that he hurt Santos. He only got beat by Santos. That was his only real like bad loss, but that was because he hurt Santos and tried to finish him for like 2 minutes in that first round, dude. And he just gassed himself out. When he came out in the second, he was just done. But other than that, I mean, you've seen Gafarov through like 190 punches at him in that second round. He took it fine and was fine in the third round and actually had the better cardio. I just think that he's going to land the bigger shots in here because Kang ain't really like a knockout guy. What's he got, like two KOs? You know, he ain't really he don't really hit all that hard. It's just that he got rocked in that fight, and like I said, then Quinones came in and then he got caught, kind of like like Pereira did against Israel Adesanya when they just get overzealous, you know. But yeah, man, I like Castaneda. I think he's going to be a little faster here. I think that he's going to have the grappling advantage, and I think that he's just got the better variety of striking, and he's got the chance for the finish. Like if he hits Kang with that head kick, I know Kang hasn't been finished too much, and definitely not lately. Hasn't been finished since like 2011, but Castaneda's fast head kick, so we'll see. I just think he's got the grappling upside, and I think he's going to land the bigger shots.
That is respectable. I can't hate it. I'm sticking with the dog shop, but
no, I don't mind it.
always appreciate having a guest that one is going to stick to his guns and isn't afraid to bring dissenting opinions onto the show on a card where there's like so many different outcomes. Like this is what having a sharp mind like Cody's about, man.
Yeah, and as long as we do, I mean, that's what these shows should be about. Because like we should like definitely. I mean, but like if you hear something good, it's good. But and especially as long as we're respectful and just because I like to hear what you guys have to say too. You know,
and for when you're kind of what you're touching on is exactly, and I say this all the time. It's exactly why the show was created and why we created the show, and it's written in the name, Chronic Combat Conversation. This isn't gambling show. Come on, present your information. Where it's an ego dick measuring contest where I got to stake my flag and I can't accept anybody's anything. What we love is talking about fights. So we get educated people that cash big bets a ton of different ways, and we want their opinions to talk openly about the fight. So we ask questions. We totally make it a conversation, a friendly conversation, and that's the essence of it all.
I love talking fights, man. Love it,
and we love talking fights with you.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I can't wait. You guys be back on our show here real soon.
Oh yeah, we gotta love it. Talk about we are getting there. Absolutely fire activity in the chat. You guys are killing it. Throw the like, subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sure you already have, but if you haven't, do the right thing. I'm judging you if you haven't. Joshua, the fearless, I'm living out of the van, and Kevin El Gallo Negro Borjas, the black rooster.
The black what?
The black cock.
There you go.
There
you go. Your favorite.
Oh man,
you love that.
Oh geez. So I'm really curious who and when and what and how
and why
Gallo Negro got his nickname. But I think that this is just going to be a crazy fight. My real question here, both of these guys have losses by submission, but neither of them have been finished by knockout. And I think the majority of this fight takes place on the feet in a stand-up war. We're getting a minus 218 on Van versus a plus 180 in Borjas. I think Van probably has like the better top control and overall control. And I think at the times that they're at separate on the feet, Van should be able to at least be 50-50. I'm curious, level of competition-wise, fighting Fury FC and then coming up and taking on Zhalgas Zhumagulov. I know Zhalgas has fought everyone. I know he had a really cute Paddy Pimblett haircut. But at the end of the day, he goes to split decision with everyone. Like everyone. It doesn't matter who you are unless you're Manel Kape. Everyone goes to split decision with Zhalgas. So this is the fight where we really actually learn something about Joshua Van. Because no matter, you have to have real power to not be destined to be in a 50-50 fight with Zhalgas. So Kevin Borjas, I think he's got some real talent. He's a solid striker. I do have questions about his defense generally. And I think he could get a bit of wild out there. And I think as he faces guys that can kind of take what he's dishing out and not be kind of afraid of the distance fight with him, he's going to run into more issues. I think it does start here. Van probably wins here. He's the pick. I'm not going to bet this one. I feel like I got some stuff to learn, but I am interested in the fight goes the distance at plus money. If the over 2.5 minus 110, I'm interested in the fight goes the distance.
I don't hate that.
Oh man, that's like the guru seal of approval.
I find myself crazy enough on Borjas at plus 200 on FanDuel money line. I just felt like watching I need to do more tape, honestly. I want to keep watching more, especially since we're going to be there live. But I just felt from preliminarily what I saw, it's like the Zhalgas fight, right? He's going life or death fighting with Zhalgas Zhumagulov. He's striking a max of three strikes at a time, but he's really going one or two at a time. And Borjas is a good striker. I mean, he's kind of hell on wheels, right? I mean, dynamic, do or die, explosive. I think it's really even. That's my thing. Like, I just think it's way closer to coin flip or like minus 150 or 40. Like, the line does not make any sense to me. So at plus 200, I don't see any affinity for Josh Van to like what I'm so sure he's going to get a finish. He's such a better striker. There's levels to this game. They both have kind of crappy takedown defense. It's going to be a
a stand-up affair. So why I like Borjas to kind of just get the upset because I didn't see anything in his game that would make sense to why he'd be a plus 180, plus 200 underdog. I mean, he comes in, first off, it's not his fault. So he's supposed to fight Joshua Van, Dana White Contender Series. That's the fight. But Joshua Van gets the call up because Zaglas' opponent missed weight. So he fights Zaglas. He gets the call up early. So then he's supposed to fight Rickson Zenadim, and Rickson can't get his visa together. So he gets Victor Diaz. Victor Diaz, kind of an older guy, good camp, but again, short notice. So the guy gasses out. Can't get it done. So that's another guy that didn't really have much for him on the feet. He was a submission guy. So very, very interesting in terms of how all this fight gets together. So we get the Dana White Contender Series fight we never got. But I mean, plus 200. I'm taking a stand. I'm taking a piece. Why not? Tell me why not, Blood. Tell me.
No, I mean, I don't really mind it. I think Joshua Van wins the fight. I think that he's got a better kicking game. So I mean, they would like Boras has good boxing, and then Van has really good boxing himself, but then he's got a fast head kick. That's what he hit Zumagula Zalgas with. Boras got hit with a head kick and finished. Like that's how he got choked out, but he got head kicked right before that. But I mean, like I said, like Joshua Van's been choked out by a lower level guy too. So it happens when you're coming up. That's how you learn, and you start being like, damn, I got to do some jiu-jitsu, or damn, I got to keep my hands up. But I just think in this fight, it's going to be like you said, both these dudes are really good. They're really young. I don't see either one really dominating the other. I just think that Van hits a little harder, and then he's got that head kick. So I don't think it really wrestles. The weird thing about Joshua Van is when he came out to that fight with Zalgas, the commentator said he had only been wrestling for 6 months. He'd only been doing grappling he's from Myanmar, and that he'd only struck his whole life, and he only started grappling when he came to like Texas like 6 months ago, which is freaking crazy because he stopped some takedowns from Zagowski. So I don't think he's going to be wrestling, and I don't think Borjas is going to be able to wrestle him down. So it's going to be striking. It's going to be close. Give me Van though, with just like the bigger moments. Maybe he lands some knockdowns.
Fair enough. And yeah, Borjas, he's one of those tough dudes where like he got knocked down like badly before he got choked out like to sleep. It wasn't like he was tapping, I came away more when I was talking to Guru about the Contender Series stuff. I was more impressed by his knockout loss or submission loss.
Well,
that it wasn't a knockout.
And another thing though is that was another thing, just like Castaneda, man. He hurt that dude in the first round and almost finished that dude, and then he kind of gassed out. And by the end of the first round, he was kind of getting beat up. In the second round, he was a little tired and he got hit with that head kick, because that's a big thing, man. When you when you bet on somebody, unless it's like the highest level of the high levels, and they drop somebody and then they just go to beating their ass, and then you're like, step in, ref, don't step in. The person survives, and then next thing you know, you see your dude's tired. You're like, fuck, man. I did that with Leandro Santos when he fought Clay Guida. Remember when he hit Clay Guida with like 100 shots in the first round, and the ref didn't stop it, and then he ended up death gassing, and Clay just beat him up the rest of the fight. So
that's it, man. And that's so hard to tell sometimes with these young guys too. And I think that's why a little more information is warranted. Great. All right. So we got our last fight of the night. Before we can get there, let me just tell you something. One day you can look back and tell your grandchildren, I was the 500th subscriber to Chronic Combat Conversations.
Do it.
However, what you don't know is that they're going to be stealing from your couch cushions because they've been listening to Chronic Combat Conversations
the entire time.
Yes. So because they'll be our 1,000th subscriber at that point. No, but seriously, appreciate all you guys, like Dirty's saying, throw the like, subscribe. Really appreciate everyone in the community. So let's get to this last fight. Dennis Bazookia, the great. I would have preferred the Bazooka. Jamal Pretty Boy Emmers. I guess that's an all right nickname. Plus 210 on Bazookia, minus 258 on Emmers. Seeing that Jamal Emmers is like one of the biggest favorites on the card just automatically gives me sketch factor. But then the more I think about it, it's not like he's like I don't know. Is he like TJ Brown? Because that's kind of like the vibes I get in my mind when I just see Jamal Emmers at minus 258 when his UFC record is 2-3. You know, it sketches me out when his UFC record and his MMA record, does it even cover a minus 258 line with how many losses he has in his career? Like generally, you'll get a 6-1 prospect. You'll get a 10-2 prospect. Yes, the fact that he let Jack Jenkins fight him that close didn't wrestle until round 3. He lost that fight because he went in with a terrible game.
He's a silly little boy.
I get it. He should have won the fight, but yes, you said it. He's a silly little pretty boy. He wants to go out there and have a good time from distance when he should be wrestling Giga Chikadze. He wants to go out there and have a good time from distance when he should be wrestling Jack Jenkins. It doesn't matter what happens aesthetically. Dennis Bazooka is going to do stupid shit, and he'll probably just lose this fight. So I got Jamal Pretty Boy Emmers. I got him, I guess, by decision. But because no one's finishing Bazooka at this point from what I've seen. The fact that he survived that short notice weight cut of death opponent, Sean Woodson, absolutely. Like, you want to talk about 1 inch of height and 4 inches of reach. Sean Woodson had 5 inches of height and 9 inches of reach. It's like, I don't think Dennis is getting finished, but I don't think he's winning the fight. So fade the narrative, but not too far. Jamal Emmers by decision. That's it.
I would listen. Dennis Bazooka, a former guest on the show. We would love for him to get it done. Again, another Sarah Longo guy in camp with Nazim, in camp with Matt Frivola. So would be very interesting to see if they could get it done. Kind of maybe want to put like a grandma's couch cushion on a parlay bet of all 3 of them. That would be kind of funny. But yeah, I would love to see Dennis get it done. But you saw versus Woodson, he does struggle with the size. So if Jamal can fight a smart fight, he could get it done. But Dennis is a dog. He's gritty, man. So I just don't really want to bet on it at all. The pick probably, well, I'll probably end up picking Jamal, but I don't know. It makes me sad. So I don't like doing it because again, Dennis, like you saying, is super tough. So the bet I actually do like you said, is fight goes the distance. Nobody's finishing Dennis. So what do you like there, Cody?
Yeah, I like Jamal Emmers a lot in this fight. Like I literally think he's better than Bazooka every single aspect of MMA. Like I went back and watched Bazooka's Contender Series fights, both of them. He took a good beating with Melsick, and it showed his toughness. That's his biggest thing, is he's tough, he has heart, but like he's really not good nowhere. Like his striking isn't that good. He's not dangerous. He's got like 3 finishes out of all of his win, like in a lot of decisions, and the only finishes he had were over low level guys. And like he can be pushed up against the fence cage. I've seen him on the Contender Series get out grappled by that lower level, like a way lower level guy than Jamal Emmers, and just held up against the cage the whole time. So I just think Jamal's better everywhere. I think he's got better striking. Like if you watch that Ashkabal fight, man, he looked excellent in that fight, and he's stopping the wrestling, excellent leg kicks, good striking. I think Jamal's better everywhere. I just didn't really see, like for Bazooka, I wrote down decent boxing, some pop, good like offense, like good defensive grappling, because I don't really see him taking people down. I see him getting like held up against the cage, but like he don't get submitted. Super durable and decent leg kicks. Like not that skilled, tough guy. That's like not the greatest anywhere, but he's tough as hell. But I just don't see where he wins this fight, to be honest. Like if he was dangerous, like okay, if he might get a sub. He's never had a sub win. He might be able to just catch Emmers. Emmers is durable, and he doesn't knock nobody out. So it's tough, man. It's tough out here for him. So I like Emmers a whole lot.
Damn, he beat Ashkabov, the legitimately
Torturer,
arrested kidnapper and torturer.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
He survived kidnap and torture. It's a good sign.
Yeah, I know shit. But yeah, I bet that dude, man. And then I just rewatched it, and Emmers looked real good, man.
He did.
It's just
but how much was that guy training that he was kidnapping and torturing people?
Right. I don't know, But
I don't know either.
Couldn't find anywhere where Bazooka was good, man. To be like okay, he can do this.
The problem is he's just kind of middling. He's decently rounded everywhere.
Tough as shit though. Top level toughness. And dog, he's a dog. He just don't got the skill to back it up a little bit.
I'm wondering I'm wondering if he can out cardio and out muscle him though. Would love to.
They should have gave him an easier fight. Usually when people come in and take a short notice tough fight, they throw him like a bone like the next time. But not with him. They just gave him even a tougher fight. I would take Jamal Emmers over Woodson. So
That's interesting.
He had better wrestling, like Woodson's wrestling. That's what Woodson was
That's
out
true. But
wrestling.
can you trust Jamal to wrestle is the problem.
I don't even know. You know, we'll see.
Well, I'm not sure that wrestling
Yeah.
is going to help him here, unless he's just pushing him against the cage, like you were mentioning.
Yeah, I like his striking, man. I actually think he's got the better striking here. Like, I like his leg kicks,
He
I like his
probably does.
boxing. Good reach, 3.5-inch reach.
He's gonna have the cleaner striking. Dennis is just gonna like stupidly keep walking forward, eat 2 times the volume, but then he's gonna get to that point where Emmers will be backed up against the cage at some point, and he'll throw like 3 or 4 heavy looking strikes, and then kind of like shoot for a sloppy double leg. And like, what if Emmers just kind of gets stuck there every once in a while and just makes it way closer than he has to? So I respect that. Emmers is the pick. Emmers is the pick. Emmers is the better fighter. Emmers is the better athlete. I just can't trust his IQ, so I stayed away, but can't blame you, Cody. At this point, appreciate all you guys. Appreciate Cody so much for joining the show. You guys don't even know how much it means to know that there's almost 500 of you sickos out there that choose to subscribe to the content that we produce, because like when we first started this, who would have ever thought that we would be, one, knowledgeable enough, and two, a good enough time, and like not that socially awkward guy that is just starting the podcast, whatever, you know. But honestly, I really feel like I've like kind of grown on the stage here with you guys. So thanks.
119 episodes, TB.
That's it, man. And
That's
listen,
awesome.
Listen, we're on the countdown to 500, Shady. We appreciate you, and yeah, I hope your grandchildren won't be. We got to really start pumping the numbers if we don't want it to be. I think we all got to get to bed. Appreciate all you guys. Shady, we are cashing on all these mofos this weekend. Let's go. And hell yeah. So if anything, please, after this shows up, throw a comment with your best bet. It helps the algo. The more comments, the more likes. You know how it is. Why not? I mean, why wouldn't you recommend Chronic Combat to your friends, family?
Exactly.
Definitely not your grandparents. Once again, you don't want them finding out we're stealing from them, taking coins to bet on props. But seriously, thank you so much, guys. We will be there this weekend, Saturday, for the fights. The question is, where will the seats be given my financial aid?
Damn, you said that a couple times very convincingly. I was not as convinced that we were going, but that you're going to be too. I even said it to him, like, if you're going to weigh-ins, which I'm not going to be able to make, unfortunately. If you're going to weigh-ins,
you got to go to the fight.
You're gonna be so butthurt if we don't show up.
Yeah, you got to go to the fights after weigh-ins, man.
Yeah, let me put it this way. I'm a hard worker. I know it's going to come back in the end, so I'm going to make sure I'll be there.
That's what I like to hear.
Cody, you're one of the hardest workers out there. Speaking of that, you got any final words before I do the unthinkable and pass it on to Guru? Also, going to just take down this little background. Normally, I have like a little screen up in the back. Instead, today, you get to see this guy. That's it. He's been here legitimately 2 hours and 3 minutes hanging out with us the entire time in this spot.
Chilling.
Like literally no one else is with me right now at the house. He's the dog, just chilling. We went on a walk right before the show. He's the man. So shout out Bogey and shout out you guys out there. Cody, I'm sorry I stole it.
Shout out all your pets out there.
No, you're good. No, man, I just appreciate you having me on the show. If anybody wants to check out my stuff, it's Blood Money MMA Bets on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube, and you can check me out. I'll post my bets throughout the week and try to have some good conversations with some people. So, but appreciate everybody coming out. Kiwi, Dirty Reg, Shady, bunch of the regular dudes that are always showing support. Dirty Reg, everybody, Rain, just people that's everywhere, man. So just appreciate everybody that comes out, listen to us talk. And I like going back and forth with people about the fight, especially when they're opposite sides, and you guys do good with it. So I like it, man. Good show.
Thank you, Cody.
We can stand the heat, Cody.
Yeah, I like it.
We really, really appreciate having you on, and we appreciate your time. I know we had a little bit of a snafu with the time zone difference and maybe some daylight savings time, and you're working 100 extra hours over there. So we really, really appreciate your time here. So we'll let you go. Again, thank you so much for coming on, man. And I mean, guys, if you're not checking his show out, you have to be. I love watching his show right before the fights go on. He goes right live. With Johnny K, and then generally a round table of whoever he likes 2 hours before the fight goes. And man, what a fun way to like start pre-gaming and watching the fights before they start. So that's how I'm hanging lately.
We'll have you guys back on like in this December run for sure.
We'll figure
for
it
sure.
out. Absolutely. Because I
Love it.
love coming on with you.
Awesome.
And Johnny, of course. But guys, listen, beat it into your head. Like, subscribe, share, comment, do all the things. We really appreciate it. Follow my unbelievable co-host, TV Scouting MMA, Twitter Verdict, Instagram, and Tapology. You can follow me, the Guru Scouting MMA, Twitter Verdict, Instagram, and Tapology. Take care. We will see you next week, right? No, are we off?
No, there's one more week.
No, there's one
think-
more. What do
Yep.
we have next week? It's
Oh God.
why does
Oh God. The unprepared
I have it right here.
closeout. Oh God.
I'll tell
I
you
have it
right here.
No, it is. We got we've got Brendan
Paul
Allen
Craig
taking
and Brendan
on
Allen,
Paul Craig.
Oh my
Incredible.
God.
An incredible Apex main event, and then a week off. My apologies, because
cool.
then you got
My
Thanksgiving Turkey Day. All right, everybody, take care.
All right. See you guys later, guys.